Clobberin time.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberin time. Clobberanimo.
Come get some.
It's clobberin time. Clobberanimo.
Yeah. Hey. Happy New Year, my dear clobberers, clobberanimos, and every other kind of clob there is out there. If you're not any kind of a clob yet, the only two tiers I have are clobberers and clobberanimos, but they're also, who knows? They all don't need the other tiers officially, but there are things like clobberoids and clobberooskies and clobberettes and clobberologists and all kind of other things. But if you're not one yet, the secret, of course, is to bang the rocks together, guys. Anyway, greetings, my friends, on this glorious but rapidly coming to an end New Year's Day. My goodness. And I hope, at least in the States, we're running out of it. Had a great time streaming last night, my dear friends, and I really appreciate all who joined me. It was amazing. But yeah, so we still have a few hours to go on New Year's Day, where I am anyway. Obviously, it's different in different parts of the world, but nevertheless, I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Day and a New Year's Eve and a wonderful Christmas and the whole holiday, all those holidays in between. I love those times and I miss them. It's always a bummer when they're over. So we got to try to just pick out whatever kind of fun and joy that we can and pick up the pieces, and we get started back into our old grind and all that stuff, but not yet, at least not till in the morning for some people. Maybe not, who knows? Maybe not the rest of the week. I don't know what your schedule is. So let's just have a little fun clobbiness here, some little clobby fun, where we're just, I don't know. It is, of course, Monday Night Marxy Comics Talk, and it is Clobberin Times, issue number 412 on YouTube, 1,412 overall. And it is, I call it a New Year's special because it is New Year's, so it's still New Year's. And then I don't know how special it is. I can't really guarantee the specialness, my friends, but I'll try. Sorry about the slightly late start. I was on the great J-Man's channel earlier for our traditional Legion of Superheroes review with J-Man and Sean. I got there late because of doing family stuff today, and then obviously. I barely got done in time to grab some grub and get onto the air here, but here I am, and here you are. And so glad to see you all. So let's just do some, I'll do some show notes and some shout outs, shall we? Let me see up in your, show notes are as follows. Of course, back to the grind, back to the usual schedule. We have, in addition to tonight and the 4 shows I do 4 shows a week here on Clobberin Times. I've been doing my shows on YouTube for about almost 4.5 years now, I guess. Wow. or something like that. Wow. Or maybe 3.5 years. It's started around the summer of 2020, I think. So yeah, all right. I'm 1, 2, 3, yeah. For look, I'm don't no mathematician, but anyway. So I've done 411, soon to be 412 shows here on YouTube. But I've been doing this since 2009. Again, like I said, for almost 15 years. And who knows? Maybe I'll stop one day, but not necessarily ready to stop yet. And I always like to do a few shout outs. But again, I do 4 shows a week, and it's Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights. And then I stream on a lot of other friends' channels that I'm asked to go on as a regular, and I'm very honored to be doing that. So, anyway, so the show notes are as follows. Tonight, of course, 9 p.m. Central, by the way, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. are all the shows that I do. And that's including Wednesday night wild card, as in the wild card Wednesday night. Anything goes. Could schedule a topic or could just sit there and just rattle on about everything under the sun, comics and geek related stuff that I'm interested in, of course. But then, of course, there's Thursday nights, the Clubhouse, Clobby's Clubhouse, with we're up to like 112 or 114 or whatever it is on that one. And now that we're back to the normal grind, we will be back to our reviewing a Blake 7 episode, and possibly even start back with a Star Trek comic review with my most fantastic crewmates, the amazing Commander R.M. Briggs, the loveliest and most wonderful first officer in the fleet, and the greatest chief engineer of them all, Mark D with a C. And then on Thursday nights, well, that is Thursday nights. Then, of course, this Saturday nights. And when Saturday nights comes, Saturday Night Star Trek. Hey, did I put that up there yet? Whoa. I thought I put that one up. I forget. Well, it's not up there. Should be. All right. Hang on. I got to load it up. So we're back to the grind of our reviews on Saturday Night Star Trek. So there that is. With 4 more episodes, back to our review grind. 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager. And those will be right there. Year of Hail Part 2, Random Thoughts, Mortal Coil, and The Concerning Flight. But on Friday nights, and like I said, on Monday nights before my show here, as I mentioned, the aforementioned Great J-Man's channel with our Legion of Superheroes reviews, except that's 3 times a week. On Monday nights, there's the B show, the Earth B show that we do on the B Mondays. And now, on Friday nights, I join them at, again, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. J-Man and Sean on Sean's channel. We just finished up our Jack Kirby's 4th World review. We had a blast, just a marvelous time reviewing the great saga of the king of comics himself, Jack Kirby, this 4th World stuff. Just really, I'm so almost bummed it's over, but had to end eventually. And our next massive undertaking is this Frank Miller's Daredevil run. I'm proud to announce Friday night we begin on J-Man's great channel, reviewing all of the classic Frank Miller run of Daredevil. After that, there'll be some other classic run we'll tackle. I don't know what yet. We'll get to this. Is going to take some time. It may take longer, or as long at least. It took us 19 streams to do Kirby's 4th World. I don't know how long this is going to take. But it could take a while. The Legion stream is going to take us for years probably. And the Miller's Daredevil stream, well, we start with Frank Miller's first issue, again, as an artist. Later, he took on writing the book, of course, for those who don't know. We're going to start at Daredevil 158, do 3 issues a week. Sean and J-Man and myself, and it's a classic run. It changed comics in many ways. Some would say for the better, some maybe not. But we're going to have some fun with that. I'm looking forward to it. So, anyway. And of course, on the Friday nights, I'm also at the great 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel for the Friday Night Comic Shop Talk with the Friday Night Comic Shop Talk Boys, 8:30 p.m. Central, usually for that. Tuesdays and Thursday nights, you can find me hanging out with the great Tom Connors on Midnight's Edge After Dark, 6 p.m. Central for those shows. And usually when he's able to do it, the great Loki, Mornings of Mischief, the great Loki has his comic book roundtable at 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights, and I will join him for that whenever he has it. So just depends on when they're doing it. So I'm there for all those things. And again, on Sunday nights, finally, of course, the great Mark D with a C will be returning this Sunday with his Sunday Night Geekery, and I'm there for him with that as well, 10 p.m. Eastern. So 7 days a week, I'm streaming somewhere. Just a streaming my life away. So let's do some shouty outies here. And whether they're here or not, they get the shout out, meaning our great wrenches, of course, the Eric K., the bronze wrencher. The great Eric K., the great Chris Persia, vindicator wrench of the Great White North. D. Bud Martin, the wrench of iron. Lord Thoth, shout out to the great god of wrenches. And of course, his wonderful better half, Lady Thoth. Avon lives, long live the Legion. My partner in crime on earth, be a Legionnaire, reviewer extraordinaire, and all-around great pal, J-Man. The wrench without fear. Batty's daddy, View to the Wrench Beyond, for in Vegas. Stephen Cowell, the super wrench. Fancy Outsidey, the rascally wrench himself. Hungry Boy, master of the Clobberin, of course. Maximum Redstone, Clobberin Time's own Music Meister. I'm being buzzed. I'm getting a phone call, but I can't take phone calls. So on the air. Better tell him, right? I better tell him, hey, sorry, I'm on the air. Well, he'll get the idea, I guess. Noisy. All right. Turn the phone off. Now let's shout out all you fantastic friends who are here with me in the chat. It's so good to see you all who are here. Hope you all had a marvelous happy New Year's Day. FKHC 2005. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Finity the Avenger. Happy 2024 to you. 2024 to you. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Penny. The lovely Penny. Penny, good to see you, my dear. Hope you're doing well. Claude Saling. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Gwagnar. What is up? Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Hey, Picasso. Hey. Dave C., what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing great. Could not be reached for further comment. Good to see you, my friend. Jamalema. What's up? Anybody else pops in, there will be Julie shouted out. I want to thank anyone who is lurking at the time. Right now, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You were very much valued, and I just can't thank you enough. And anyone who happens to be watching on a download or a rewatch, if that is the case, listening or watching, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Hey, Maddie's daddy, what's up, buddy? Speaking of, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, Steve-O? Lieutenant Steve, what's up? Yeah. So I hope everyone had fun today. I did, I guess. I just went and saw my parents. It felt like Sunday because I go see them every Sunday. But here we are it's weird. This day did not feel like a Monday at all. But tomorrow will feel like a Monday. It's back to the grind for so many people. That's the only. Because I enjoy the holidays. I enjoy it. But man, oh man. Could it be a problem? Can it be a problem? Coming back from that, just all that time off, especially those who work so hard through the week, through the year, and you get some time off to yourself, but it don't last. So you got to make the most of it. And then when it's over, it's a bummer. You got to go back to the grind, and I feel bad about that for people who do. I don't have mine. Nothing really with me changes that much with the way what I have to do in my schedule. So there's no change in it, but I still do enjoy the holidays, of course. And when they're gone, Yeah. That's why I miss being such a hardcore football fan that I was until a couple of years ago. Yeah, a lot of napping. Eh? There you go. Could not be rich. I miss when I was a hardcore football fan because I got to look forward to all this, all this playoff football and stuff going on. Even the college stuff I enjoyed a little bit, but now I don't really. I watch it. I'm trying to rekindle my love for it just so I can have something fun to, recapture that spirit because I used to make the holidays lasted past the Super Bowl to me because of that. But even when I had to work a lot, but yeah, not so much now. And there's really not that much. Again, if you don't have that to watch, it's not. Hey, Lynn Rod, welcome. Happy New Year. There's not that much. Certainly, there's no good comics coming out to speak of that you don't hear about much good stuff. I mean, so there's some okay stuff coming out here and there, I'm sure. Not really for me though. And as far as TV, nah. I mean, I'm loving Reacher, but that's about over. We're about to run out of those. Damn it. Movies. Is there a movie anybody's looking forward to in 2024? Anybody got one? One? I'm not saying there isn't one. Don't get me wrong. I'm asking, is there one that I mean, there might be really good ones. Is there one? Hell, just forget looking forward to it. One that's coming out that you go, yeah, I'll probably go watch that. Who knows? I want to go see Godzilla -1 again. And I want to. I heard they might be releasing like a black and white version of that. That would be cool. I would go see that again for sure if I could. I'm tempted to go see it again. Might do that. Might do. In the middle of the daytime, just go sit there and bring a buddy to mine and see it. But Dune, Jamalana's looking forward to Dune. There you go. I didn't watch the first one, but a lot of people like that first one, so I can understand looking forward to that one. Yes, I got you. There you go. Sonic 3 should be good too. Okay, Sonic 3's coming out, Rod said. Okay. I know a lot of people like those Sonic movies. Again, I have not seen them, but I've heard good things about those. So there you go. There you go. So there's some stuff good. I'm glad there's something. Glad there's something because geek-wise, at least for me, Dune, I literally can't wait, says John. I'm like, well, that's cool. It's good. Look, that's always one of the coolest things. That is part and parcel. Maybe not just being a geek, but it is definitely part and parcel of being a geek is that feeling of I can't wait till this comes out that I've been hearing about, reading about for a year, 2 years, or whatever it is. That's just a part of the geek experience, right? I mean, and I miss those days. I miss when there was something to look forward to. Even if it didn't turn out, you finally see it, it may not have turned out great. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, right? But when you have something to look forward to, when there was a time to go, hey, well, at least here this movie and that movie's coming out. I can't wait to see that. Or this comic, that comic, this show, Well, if you're into sports and you're into that, you got something to look forward to unless your team sucks. So, but have nothing on the horizon or in terms of things to look forward to kind of sucks. 3 weeks till the omnibus. How much is that sucker go? See, the Guagnar, the thing is, I can't afford an omnibus. They're so expensive. But I usually wait till they go down in price. There is actually the ROM Space 9 omnibus, man, I really would like to get that. I do want that Nova omnibus, and there's a pretty good price on it. I don't think it's going to go any lower. I might pull the trigger on that. Can't really afford much, but man, how much is that omnibus? I mean, cover price got to be 125 or something like that, crazy, 150, right? I pre-ordered it when it went on sale for 100. Okay, Canadian, or is it Canadian? Or what? Okay, well, that's not too bad. Glad there you go. And you pre-ordered it, so you got that coming out in a couple of weeks. That's good. Linrod says I need to pick up the last 2 FF omnibuses. I wish I had FF omnibuses. I do have the first, like 6 or so Masterworks from the 90s. I'd like to have gotten more. Yeah, I'm saying, look, I only have a few omnibuy, and that's when I was able to get dirt cheap prices on them. Although I got one as a gift one year, many years ago, a dear friend of mine gave me the Steve Ditko Spider-Man omnibus, which has every Ditko issue in it, and that's a beautiful book. You get a hernia lifting the sucker, but it's nice. But I love me an omnibus now. The few I have, I love. But man, I just like occasionally I was able to get a dirt cheap deal on one. The Rich Rider Nova omnibus is like $62 on this site that I go to, and I should have. Again, that's even a lot of money to me. Even that's a lot of money, and that's $120 something omnibus, I think. Let me see if it's still on there. I am so tempted to get that sucker. There we go. But it's a great site. Let's see if it's still on there. It probably is. Nobody's buying. Nobody spends too much on these things anymore. There it is. I mean, $62 for a $100 omnibus is not bad, and it's got everything in it. Yeah, okay, well, that's a good price, Quag. I mean, I might just bust up and get that one. I got what's left of kind of a gift card thingy. I might use it for that. There it is right there. This thing's loaded, man. The Wagner, yes, just missing the ROM issue, which sucks. But the ROM issue will be in the in that ROM omnibus. I'd love to get that. Let's see. Here you go. You got this one contains Man Called Nova 1 through 25, Amazing Spider-Man number 171, Defenders 62, through 64, FF Annual. Fantastic Four. Oh, Fantastic Four 204 through 206, 208 through 214, and Annual 12, Marvel 2-in-1, 91, and Annual 3, The Thing, number 34, material from What If, number 36. That's pretty damn good. It's a shame they don't have the damn ROM issue. Adrian James, Happy New Year. Penny, good night, my dear. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Hope you had a wonderful day, and sleep well. Get some rest there. Thank you so much. Love you, love you. Take care. It's my grandmother used to say. That was her saying, Penny. She said, love you, love you. So have a good one, dear. Let's see if they have ROM on this side. I bet they don't. I bet they don't. Let's see. No. Poop. Oh man, no ROM, buddy. But I'll keep watching for that ROM to go down. Like what some of these Legion trades. Legion. Oh boy. My Minimus gave me a Golden Age Superman omnibus for X-Moss. Yeah. That's what we're calling it, the Romnibus there, Maddie. That's what I believe Gwagnar called it, yeah. Stephen Callell, buddy, what's up? Kimasabi, how you doing there? Happy New Year. Merry New Year and Happy New Year to you, buddy. I hope you had a great thing. I hope you had a good listen to me. Thanksgiving, I'm all over the place. I hope you had a great New Year's Day. Finally got that straight. Yeah, I need to get some of these Legion hardcovers. I got some of these, of course. Should get that one, even though I have the original. Silver Age Legion Omnibus hardcover. Wow. I got to get this Reflecto one next. I think I'm going to order this one. Great Perez cover. How about a Who's Who omnibus? Who's Who Omnibus Volume 2, 87 smackerels, as Mark would call it. That's cool, Maddie's daddy. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. 87 smackarooskies. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Guagnar, are they going to do a second ROM omnibus? And he says they have released ROM in the X-Men reprint trade for those that want to check it out. What ROM is all about, anyway. They did. Really? Are you talking about ROM is in one of the X-Men reprints? Is what you're saying? That ROM issue that with the X-Men were on it, or did they just do it as like a special trade of that story? Yes, I've already pre-ordered Romnibus Volume 2. Is that all there going to be, 2 of them or more? It'll be like, because I know there's 75 issues and some annuals, right? Let me ask you this: you said they're going to have the X-Men in there, and they're going to have are they going to have the Shang-Chi issues in ROM? Will they have the Shang-Chi issues of ROM in the omnibus? Just wondering. They reprinted the 2 issues of ROM with the X-Men and 2 issues of ROM with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants as regular trade paperbacks, or what? Or hardcovers, or what? Just curious. Just curious. First omnibus has ROM 1 through 29 and Power Man and Iron Fist issue. Yeah. So, to be clear, the omnibuses, omnibuy, they're not going to be missing anything. The reason I ask that is because Shang-Chi was in some issues of ROM. They did do a Shang-Chi omnibus at one point. That's why I was curious. Second ROM has 30 through 50. The annuals and 2 of them $199. Yeah, Shang-Chi can be included as long as they don't have his dad in them. Interesting. So, because I don't remember those issues very well. So, the Shang-Chi issues of ROM didn't have Fu Manchu. Interesting. I don't think I was buying ROM at that point. I bought it for a long time. If I bought those issues, I don't remember them very well. I mean, I did buy it for a long time. Okay. Roger that. Well, when they did their that one omnibus, they did have the Fu Manchu thing, but they got special permission and paid the Sax Romer estate. What if they include the X-Men issues where they fight the Dire Wraiths? Wait, did Rom appear in X-Men as well? Didn't he? I mean, if they're doing a Rom omnibus, they had to go get the permission of Parker Brothers to do it. Okay, but Rom did appear in the Hulk. True. I'm gonna have to reprint that one. And it sucks that they won't reprint that Rom issue with Nova in the Nova omnibus. That pisses me off. You know that makes the Nova omnibus slightly incomplete, but I still want it. You know what? But the thing is, the only thing I'm reluctant on there, Glag, is I've wanted those Nova reprints for a long time because I didn't have the regular issues. And about a year or two ago, we reviewed Nova first 12 issues or so on Nick's stream, Nick's show for a couple of weeks, the boys and I. So I decided, I was just so aggravated. I wanted to have those. So I went and ordered those 2 trade paperbacks to reprint Nova, out of 2 trades that reprinted all of the Nova run. Just the Nova issues, though, and the Spider-Man crossover. So I have the 2 trades, and as soon as I don't know how many, not very close to a couple of months after I got both of the broke down and probably spent too much on those trades, they come out with the freaking omnibus that has everything, and it could get it for just a few. It wouldn't have been much more money considering that price on that site. It wouldn't have cost that much more. That's the only reason I didn't order it, man. Oh, it's so annoying. I can't see the Nova omnibus being reprinted unless they come out with a Nova movie, so probably won't see a complete Nova, unfortunately. That's everything but that one. I need to get that, but you're right about it. Another thing, I need to get that before they're going to have. I have a feeling the Rom omnibus is going to become rare, and the Nova omnibus is going to become rare. So I better stop screwing around and probably try to get that omnibus. And then just wait for Rom to see if Rom gets cheap. But if not, I'm just going to, I don't know. You can buy the Rom issue and put it in with the omnibus. Yes. It's probably not even that expensive, that Rom issue. What was it? Issue like 25 or something? I can't remember now. I'll tell you what, let's look at some Rom. Nothing else to do here. Rom Space Knight. $75 issues. Not 25. It's 24, maybe. There it is. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. Why did I remember it was 25 or 24? It turns out to be 24. Andy Masterson, what's up, dude? My eyes weren't on the chat, Glad. So perfect. Honestly, dude, I originally said 25. Then I said or 24. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. But remember stupid shit like that. What's up, Andy? Yeah, Brandon Clark. Nova and the new champions. Shall be some of Joe Senna. Yes. It's a shame this is not in that Nova Omnibus. Damn it, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I remember when I was, of course, this was a couple years after Nova, got canceled. When I bought this issue, I mean, I was already buying ROM. When I bought this one, I went nuts, man. I was like, oh my God, ROM's on there. Man, I mean, Nova's on ROM. Nova in a ROM issue. Man, by Buscema again, too. My goodness. Wagner, you are me shaming yourself for that when he said Brand. For those who don't know, Brandy Clark, of course, was the girl who Rom befriended, and then before she became, and Andy said Brandy Clark was a hottie. And Wagner, you ought to be ashamed. Before or after she became Starshine, and perfect answer, Andy. Before, I'm not the new Lando. Yes, exactly. Being a computer person, says Steven, whenever a person says ROM, automatically think ROM only, think read only memory. Well, at least you don't, like a DS9 person would think, oh, ROM. Ugh. Oh, ROM. I can't do it. I won't do it. Man, I love this comic. When it came out, I freaked out because we hadn't seen Nova for a while, and certainly not drawn by Buscema. And here he is in ROM by Sennett and Buscema. And of course, it crossed over into that FF. Look at that. Look at that. Well, at least this will be in the omnibus. The Romnibus. It's not in the Nova omnibus, damn it. I'm still gonna hopefully get the Nova omnibus. Galador. Next issue, Galador, baby cakes. Beginning September 12th on NBC, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. What do you think about that? You gonna watch that? Anybody gonna watch that? Yeah, of course you are. Round 26 through 27 is awesome with Galactus, yes. Oh, please know that's one of my many episodes of DS90210 that I don't miss, says Steven. Yeah, there you go, though. Special double size issue, but 2 ROMs are not better than 1. Bump, bump, burp. There you go. After 200 years, ROM Space Knight is home. This was such a good comic. Especially when you're 16, 17 years old, like I was. $16, whatever. 16-ish, yeah, somewhere 15, 16, yeah. Cool stuff. Man, oh man. Well. Do another issue here. Here we go. I always hated these stupid ads, man. They really drive me crazy, and even more, they still bother me. Win a Columbia 10-speed Formula 10 racer. Oh, hated them then, hate them now. Doesn't help that it has an Al Milgram cover. But the interiors are cool. Jilton Joe. There you go. Space Knights galore. There are the Space Knights fighting Terrax, the Kema. Cool stuff. Another one, man. These ads used to aggravate me on the top of the covers. Why? That's a great cover right there. For Al Milgram, anyway. What the hell? Oh, my goodness. That's a good one, Andy, though. I like it. Yeah. So how's everybody coping with the last night of holiday? Everyone okay? Starting back the grind tomorrow, are you? As we talked about earlier. Getting back into it. Bummer. I can't stand when the holidays end. Let's try to cheer ourselves up with some fun geekiness for the hours we have left in anyway. Space Knight. Well, let's see here. Maybe the next one won't have that stupid cover. There we go. ROM 28. Oh, look at that dude. Torpedo. There you go. Remember that guy? Stan Lee presents nothing because he didn't have anything to do with ROM. Ezra Goldstein, shalom, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome. Greetings. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Day. Wes Cagle, happy New Year's Day to you. Hey there. Oh, my goodness. What's up? Yeah, I'm not even reviewing comics. I'm just showing some pieces of some comics for no particular reason. It is Comics Talk night, so. And I just got through reviewing some comics with J-Man earlier. So. Look at those Space Knights. Can you imagine if they did toys of these back then? What a miss that toy line was. Parker Brothers was stupid. I mean, yeah, I never was able to get that big ROM toy that I always wanted, but it was big anyway. They should have made like a smaller line of the Space Knights. Could you imagine that? Like it would have rivaled the Micronauts. Who would have bought Space Knights toys back then, by the way? Well, Guagnar, I'm right there with you. Marvel Legends ROM figure would be fantastic, but no. Well, Hasbro's garbage anyway. Ezra, yes, I'm a big fan of ROM Space Knight. We were just talking about it here. There's an omnibus coming out that Guagnar's pre-ordered. And yeah, I love ROM. I mean, I bought that first issue when it came off the shelf. Andy, you'd have bought the Space Knight toy line, wouldn't you? Man, oh man. I wanted that ROM toy bad. I could never get it. It was expensive and I couldn't even find it, but I didn't even know it was a toy. I bought the first issue. I didn't know there was a damn toy. I just bought the comic. It was 1979. Fabulous. First issue. It's weird. I just saw this on the stand. At that time, I was buying. Oh, you had, yeah, no articulate. I understand it was a messed up. Yeah, Andy, I understand it wasn't much of a toy. I'm saying if they had done a line that was smaller toys at that point, they wouldn't have had much articulation back then either. But imagine if there were a line of ROM Space Knight toys. Of course, those were all kind of created by Bill Mantlo and Sal Buscema, really. That's true, Gwag. It's a Frank Miller cover, yeah. Miller was just taking any work he could get at the time. So. The greatest of the Space Knights, rum. Yeah. Like Captain Laser. Yes. I bought this thing and I looked at I think I just opened the I think I opened like the first page or two. I saw this opening page and I had to buy it. That time I was buying superhero stuff all the time. You know, obviously FF and Spidey comics and Marvel 2-in-1 and Marvel Team Up and Batman and Superman, you know, what have you. Legion, Justice League. There's something so cool about this. I had to buy it. Couldn't, I mean, I just something about it, man. I mean, this is, and I didn't miss an issue for years until I finally, I mean, kind of maybe got tired of it. I think I dropped it after a while. Rom is blasting diet wraiths. Yeah. Man, this one doesn't print the ads. Some of these scans, they got they put the ads. Some of them they edit them. Hey man, I wish it had the toy ad. Crap. Miller did a lot of ROM covers, didn't he? Wag, you dropped when Sal left and when Ditko took over. No offense to Ditko, I love Ditko, but at the time, as a kid, I didn't really like his style that much. I grew to know him and love him, but Lethal Laserum. Yeah. Our pal Sal. There's another Miller cover for you. That's a cool cover. Badass. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Look, Ditko's style was changing also, and it did not work for ROM. Yeah. Oh, yeah, one rod, 40 cents. No, sir, it did not really work for ROM. Or a lot of other series as well, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. So, well, there you go. How about the annuals? ROM annual. Pat Broderick. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, well, so much for that. Ezra says, excuse me, Clobby, did you read the ROM issue when ROM fought a one-eye reptile warrior? I read a lot of them. If I read the book for a long time, I couldn't exactly point that one out unless you have an issue number in mind. But one-eye reptile warrior. It doesn't ring a bell, but that doesn't mean anything. Quite possibly I did, Ezra, but it's been a long time. Again, I bought these when I bought, last time I read ROM was when I was buying them off the racks at the time. I've never really gone back and done a deep dive reading them again, except occasionally like flip an issue here and there. I don't have my collection of ROM anymore, so I was in the comic business for a good while and sold a lot of my comics off here and there and that kind of stuff, so I don't have any ROMs anymore, unfortunately. So Ezra, I couldn't pinpoint that one. And he fought a lot of monstery thingies and reptile thingies, so yeah, it'd be tough to. I'd need a little bit more. And even still, I probably wouldn't remember if I did or not. Nevertheless, Gwag's going to have that omnibus. Hey, Gwag, when you read an omnibus, because I only have a few, but I have a couple of them. What do you do? I mean, you can't just hold that in your lap. It weighs like 50 pounds. Not literally, but you know what I mean. You need like a big old stand or something, like a desk maybe to put that thing's just incredible. I love those things. Don't get me wrong. My buddy of mine, in fact, at Ollie's, he found a Jack Kirby Bronze Age DC omnibus for 30 freaking bucks. And he picked 36 bucks for $150 omnibus, whatever. 1,400 something crazy pages, whatever. He picked it up for me, and got it for me. I reimbursed him. I wanted to reimburse him. I don't know if he let me. But ROM issue 9. Okay, let me go look for it. ROM issue 9. According. Reptile. Oh, okay, well, and geez. Yeah, I think it's so heavy. I read it like a normal trade, but it's just heavier. But man, anyone who's ever looked at an omnibus, man, that can break your hip. So is this one, Ezra? Ezra, the Michael Golden cover, I remember this well. Beware Serpentine. Nice Michael Golden cover. Let's see if this is the guy you're talking about, the one-eyed. He doesn't have one eye, but that's what I know of anyway. Maybe he does have one eye. That's it. Oh, okay. Wowzer. I bought this comic for damn sure. I don't remember much about it. I bought it when it came out, though. There he is. I am Serpentine, the one-eyed, the stalker in the night, the last of my kind. Then yours is the power my energy analyzer detected. Who are you? Why do you hate the wraiths with the ferocity that equals my own? My hatred for the wraiths surpasses anything you might feel. Hear me, warrior. Hear the tale of the people, as we were called. Well, our race was born and the nuclear fires of the humans' first nuclear bomb tests. Oh man, what are you, Godzilla? Accelerating the evolutionary process of the reptiles in the area of the extraordinary degree. Okay, wow. And they met Miss Marvel. I remember that. There you go, Ezra. That's the one, huh? Wow. Fond from your childhood, eh? Oh, it's issue number 9, Ezra. Oh, go. Thank you, Gwagnar. Yes, he's Desert Godzilla. Cool. Well done, Gwag. You rock. Uh, hmm. Okay, so here we go. Arg. Has your grief made you mad, reptile? Well, oh, yeah, he's attacking Rom because he wants that banishing thing. He wants Rom's weapons because he hates race. Diaries. Kitty Chow, roll tide. All right. How you doing, dude? I hope you're doing all right. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy new year to you. Oh boy. Well, anyway, that's pretty cool, Ezra, that you remembered that. Wow. Gus, I'm always not shocked, but always gratified to find that there are ROM fans out there. There only should be, right? Bought it off the racks, huh? Nice. Well, that's cool stuff, buddy. Yeah, it just goes to shit. It's one of those cool things about the internet. You meet, or meet in quotes, meet. You encounter, you commiserate with people from all over the world, and you find out you have so many things in common with other geeks, and did a lot in terms of experiences. You were imagine when you were buying that off the rack, Ezra. Apparently, so was Gwagdar, and so was I. And again, there's only such a limited, time that was on the comic book rack, the spinner rack. That we were in around the same time. Who knows? Maybe the same millisecond for all we know. Seeing that comic and buying it, that's pretty cool. Again, just cool stuff. Like I said, my most vivid memories of the first issue, and I remember and I bought the comic for years, but the one I remember most is experiencing that first issue. And then I remember experiencing some of the snobbery, the elitism against mainstream comics, and Rom being the butt of jokes of the elites. Because it was a kiddie comic about toys, a character based on toys, and that was around the time. And I've done a show about this, like all the trade publications for comics, all the publications that dealt, in comic book news and comic book journalism and what have you. When there was a big industry to report on, and like the Comics Journal, which I bought that. I have almost every. I think I probably have every issue they did in the '80s. I started buying it in the around 1980 or so. Have some back issues, and I never missed it. Just about but there's a lot of hoity-toity, attempts at highbrow elitism at the Comics Journal. So they would report on the big mainstream stuff, but always with an elitist disdain, if you will, a snide, disdain for the modern stuff that was going to the mainstream at the time. And let's use Rom as just one example, but they would, it would be one of those considered like just a Oh yeah, Gwag, it was great to us. They were older and more. They were just elitist snotballs. What can I tell you? And who is it? Just as like one of my buddies from a good number of years ago. In fact, we still just an internet buddy that we constantly correspond about comics a lot, and every now and then. Man, he hates Rom, makes fun of it. He didn't even know why. And we always joke back and forth with each other about it. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I can understand if it's not your bag, but what's wrong with Rom? But Rom's just, I mean, it's just, yeah. And yet, now, I don't run into anybody who doesn't. I mean, if people know who Rom is, they love Rom. Everybody else I talk to all the time now, like, oh man, Rom was awesome. Rom was cool. It was cool. It was like this great, premise of like a old 50s science fiction thriller type thing mixed in the superhero type universe and stuff. Bill Mantlo did a nice job with it. Sal Buscema, so I love it. And you're right, they're lost because they're a bunch of dumbasses. In fact, now that you mention it, to those people who were in the comics urinal who were trashing Rom, I would just basically...
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dumb asses. But what you gonna do, eh? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, dumbasses? Oh my goodness. What's another? Is there one out there? And I would ask you, Gwag, because we seem to like a lot of the same stuff. Is there another one out there that you would like to see them do an omnibus of? Because they've done an omnibus of a lot of them, of course, but I mean, Rom's kind of a holy grail type thing, and they're doing that. And like I said, those are the did Nova. What would you like to see them do an omnibus of that they haven't done yet? If you have any, it's a tough question, kind of, because they've done most of them. They've done most of them. Micronaut's omnibus in April for Mark D. Yeah, Mark D will love that. I think Mark got the artist edition of that. I think Michael Golden omnibus. I think Mark got that artist edition of that. If I'm not mistaken, I got a buddy on that, 2 of them. But an omnibus would be great. He'd love an omnibus. Oh, he would love that. Mark would get that. I'll tell you, an omnibus is probably too expensive to even look at the price now. That pisses me off because Minimus got it so cheap when it first came out. There's a John Carter omnibus. I would love to get that. Wagner says, I want a Shogun Warriors omnibus and a Godzilla omnibus. Did I hear that they might be doing, they're supposed to do a Godzilla omnibus? I don't know about Shogun. But Gwag, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think they're supposed to do a Godzilla omnibus. The Marvel Godzilla. No shite. Yeah, I knew they did it in Essentials, but I think they're doing an omnibus. So don't quote me on that. Somebody told me that recently. So who knows? But Kal-El says, I know it exists, but an omnibus I'm interested in acquiring is the classic Marvel pre-Disney Empire collection of Star Wars comics. Oh, yeah. Because there were like 107 issues of their regular Star Wars comic. They done omnibuy on that? Are you sure they've done it? I mean, I've had it's been reprinted to 7 Ways to Sunday. I have some of the reprints, but are you saying they are in? They've done them in omnibus form, Stephen? They're pretty cool. I mean, there's so many, man, those Star Wars comics. Well, the thing is, the movie adaptations of Star Wars, I should say, the comics, they've been reprinted to death. There are certain chunks of those between movies and stuff in the Marvel run. I think Dark Horse reprinted most of it. Dark Horse not only did their own Star Wars, but they reprinted a lot of the Marvel ones. I remember at Ollie's a number of years ago, I got me a couple of those big Star Wars Essentials, and some of them were like Star Wars UK reprints, which were pretty cool, some of the strips, and a couple of the other ones, some different like Star Wars strips. I love the Al Williamson Star Wars comic strip. That's greatness. Steven says, I'm certain because the local comic shops had a copy of around 5 years ago now, and it was, oh boy, okay. A little too rich for my blood. Same here. Now, I wonder how many issues they reprint in that. Probably, of course, starting with, maybe they reprint like 20 some odd to 30 some odd issues. Like I said, that Jack Kirby one I tell you that my friends got at Bronze Age one that my friend got me at, found for me at Ollie's a couple months back. That was $36 for $150 something omnibus, and it was like 1,400 something pages. I mean, it is a monstrosity. It's called Jack Kirby Bronze Age DC. Dad Man, what's up, dude? Happy New Year, Dad Man walking. Hope you got some rest, buddy. You stopped right when we were gonna go raid send a raid over there to you this morning, but I hope you got some rest, man. I hope you had a great New Year's Day. Good to see you there, dude. Bad man walking. I remember an omnibus of those issues, but it was not a hardcover collection. Yeah, I had some of those Star Wars Essentials and stuff. Yep, slept like a rock. Just couldn't go any further. Ran into a rock. Gotcha. Well, glad you got some sleep. I hope you had a good day today. Where our remaining time of the January of New Year's Day is running out on us. Unfortunately, our last holiday for a while. Damn it! The best holidays ever. We'll have to settle for holidays being like. Remember when the playoffs used to feel like holidays for me, but not anymore. The Super Bowl used to feel like a holiday for me, but not so much now. Bring the rocks together, guys. Yeah, so. But that's cool. You never know, Steven, that those I know Dark Horse did some Star Wars reprints like that as well. That's pretty good. I'd like to get that John Carter omnibus. Minimus got it really cheap years and years ago, but now it's stupid money from what I understand. Linrod said, I only consider it a holiday if I don't have to work that day. That's a fair cop. I understand. That's a fair cop. But society is to blame. Agreed. We'll be charged with them too. So, yes, of course. Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Dear, oh, dear. Well, yeah, Gwag, I don't know, man. I love some of those omnibuses and stuff like that, but like I said, they're so expensive, but I wait till they go on sale. But I've got so many trades and hardcovers now. I have nothing to put up. I mean, nowhere to hang them up. No shelving space anymore for that. Or I can't. It's a good thing I can't really afford that much anyway because I would have nowhere to put stuff now. I'm just run out of room, man. It's stuff. it starts taking up a lot of space, man. Well, especially when the stuff you love and you don't want to get rid of it. So it suckles. Big problem to have. Saw the John Carter omnibus a little while ago. I'll keep a lookout for. Yeah, but it's probably very expensive, Wag. But yeah, if you ever see it cheap somewhere online or whatever. I mean, look, you're just not going to get the. Every now and then you can catch a good deal on a trade, or on an omnibus. But yeah, Steven says it was interesting to see how drastically different the comic adaptations were from the original films, since they were made before the films came out, and especially in the case of Star Wars and Empire, even they were made from earlier drafts of the scripts too. They were told to draw them. Roy Thomas at the time had a pretty interesting relationship with Lucasfilm during the early days of Star Wars, as far as Marvel Comics were concerned. Whatever they were planning to do in the movies, Lucasfilm was under no obligation to tell Marvel about it. So yeah, they did some interesting things. They had some differences. Like there was an issue of one of the Star Wars, maybe one of the annuals. I can't really remember correctly. But the it was a flashback story referring to this Jedi master named Obi-Wan Kenobi, who had two young. I don't think they used the term Padawan. Two young assistants or apprentices with him, named Anakin and Darth. And this, of course, was way before The Empire Strikes Back came out. Oh yeah, they did have an issue with the cover. It did say the words "The Last Jedi" on it, but it was way better than the filthy movie. I remember they had one issue with that took place after Empire. It was a Walt Simonson issue where all the a bunch of the Imperial officers were sick of being bumped off by Vader whenever he feels like it, so they trapped him. Oh yeah, it's interesting. This was before Jedi, and again, another example of how Lucasfilm, and they were under no obligation to tell Marvel what they were doing. So in this issue, they were rebuilding something, a big station that was like the Death Star in this comic, but it was not shaped like it. They called it the Tarkin. Your Muslim uncle, Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you. They called it the Tarkin. That's right, Wagner. You remember that one? Simonson, I think, did it. And they trapped Vader. Did they trap Vader? It's called Take the Tarkin or something. They were going to try to kill him on there, but Vader was a Vader issue. You remember that, huh? I ought to dig that one up. I ought to find that issue. I can't come close to remembering the issue number, but I have a ballpark where to look. But you see, if you on this site with the comics, if I pull up Star Wars, there's going to be 1,000 titles. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Let's see. So many freaking Star Wars titles we get. Just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Find comic. Look at all those Star Wars comics. All right. I bet I can't even find the Marvel Star Wars. It's such a mess. Let's see. I mean, I guess it'll be under somewhere. And there won't be, these will be taken from scans of reprint volumes. So I won't have the fun of being able to see the ads and stuff, I'll bet. Where are you, Star Wars? Marvel, there you go. Got them. Come on, what? Being slow. Here you go. 108 issues. Let's see if number 1 is an old scan or it's just from a reprint book. Oh, look, looks like an old scan. No, it's from Star Wars Legends, so there won't be any ads in it. But some of these might have ads, though. Let's see. All right, let me compute something here. Clobberin Times, I may have asked. Carlos Megas, Happy New Year. Good to see you, my friend. He says, Clobberin Times, I may have asked you this before, but have you ever read any of the Star Wars Expanded Universe comics? Yes, I have. I've read a few of those. Yes, absolutely. And some of the books too. Yeah. On and off. Wagner says, the Al Williamson Star Wars stories were amazing to look at. Well, I love Al Williamson Star Wars strips. Oh my God, yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can ballpark this. Issue 37 of Star Wars. Okay, all right. And again, these are from reprints. It's interesting if you remember, of course, the Empire Strikes Back. There's a line. It was a line in the Empire Strikes Back when she's telling Han, I thought you decided to stay. And he said, well, the bounty hunter we ran into on Ord Mantell changed my mind. Well, here you go. They cut to us. There's Jabba. This is what Jabba the Hutt looked like in Marvel because they didn't know what he was going to look like. This was right, this was right before Empire. So right here, see this dude? That's Jabba the Hutt in Marvel Comics at the time because they didn't know what he was supposed to look like. Cut to a scene where Han Solo's blasting a guy, crazy bounty hunter. Jabba took the price off our heads weeks ago for reasons recounted in Star Wars number 28. And as the dying assassin tells his would-be target why he hunted it once more, Jabba figures his losses equal what you owed him before with interest. You're marked, Solo, and I'm not the best who will come after you, only the first. Well, Chewie, looks like the only place we're welcome is with the rebels. Not the safest of spots with Darth Vader and the Empire around, but you got to admit, it won't be dull. That was 2 issues before the Empire adaptation. Indie Key Comics. Welcome. Good to see you, my friends. Hope you're doing well, and Happy New Year to you. Then they had this Michael Golden fill-in issue. Remember this one? Michael Golden and Terry Austin art. Amazing. The great Archie Goodwin writing him. An adventure with Luke and Leia. Remember them? Anyway, so that was a reference. It must have been one of the scripts because it was Empire was just mentioned. How Marvel got their hands on that, I don't know. But it's Michael Golden, Andy, with Terry Austin inking him. Classic. Your Muslim uncle says, I have a comic and toy crossover question. Did you ever make an action figure for that evil, hot, mauve-colored alien chick? Did they ever make an action figure for that evil, hot, mauve-colored alien chick? Which one? Which one are you talking about? Which chick? Comic and toy. To which hot alien mauve chick do you refer, your Muslim uncle? Give me a little bit more info on that if you could, buddy. Yeah, Broderick didn't do any Star Wars that I can remember. Oh, from Star Wars comics. My answer, without being 100% sure of it, your Muslim uncle, would be no, but don't take it to the bank. I'm not sure. Mid 100s of the comic book. Well, the comic lasted to 108. There were only 108 issues of that of the Marvel book. So I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. So after this one, was the movie. It was Empire Strikes Back. They broke it down into issues of the regular comic, like this, of course, with glorious Al Williamson art and Carlos Garzon inking, which I love, of course. They also did this in a Marvel Super Special and Treasury and a little paperback book, naturally. So, move beyond it. Let's see. That was 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Still the movie. 44. Still the movie. Well, they spread it out, didn't they? I think 45 was and then 45 started beyond the movie. And they had 3 years to mess around. Had the 50s and then the Empire, then after Empire. Okay. Yeah, it could be. But I doubt they did a toy, your Muslim uncle, but you never know. They eventually did a toy of that rabbit. They did a newspaper adaptation. A Han Solo stars in. Well, the Star Wars comic strips, syndicated comic strips, of course, were great. I remember, of course, the great Al Williamson did the Star Wars comic strip for years, and the great magazine Amazing Heroes used to carry it, which was pretty cool. And they also had Starhawks in there. My favorite Star Wars trilogy from the expanding universe was Timothy Zahn. As far as I'm concerned, they're the real episodes 7, 8, and 9. Says Stephen Keller. Well, you're not alone there. You're not alone there, buddy. So this was that middle point between The Empire Strikes Back and Rehash of the Jedi. They had 3 years to kill, and what was Marvel supposed to do? Left out to dry like that. I mean, what were they supposed to do? Let's take a look at that, shall we? Hey, we just got to make up a bunch of Wally Lumbago stories with Lando and Luke, and man. But Carmen Infantino, I tell you what, I didn't like Carmen Infantino much, but Tom Palmer sure made him passable. Look at that. Not great, because he's still Carmine in his later times, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do, baby? So, look, a droids issue. This is around the time I started to opt out. That this one, partially some of the art was done by Gene Day. I think this is when Gene Day passed away, so Carmen had to come in and finish it. Gene Day was a spectacular artist for Marvel. I don't see much of any Gene Day in this, except for maybe the first couple of pages. It was pretty sick at the time. Yeah, this is some Day, and I think it was, Gene Day mostly doing the inking and finishing. Boy, what a great artist he was, though. Let's see. But when Simonson took over, it was fantastic. Oh, yeah. We're getting close to the Simonson issues here. Not exactly 100% sure what number it was when he took over. They had a lot of what they call, quote-unquote, fill-ins, of course. More Infantino and Carlos Garzon. Wowzer. Leia versus Vader, the third law. Look at that. Leia's fighting Vader. Boy, the art was awful. Man, good God Almighty. Even to this day, look, if you're going to bring up the argument, well, because modern day art's so bad, it is. But this was modern day art when I was looking at it. Now, this is the only the time that the term "The Last Jedi" was put to good use on this comic right here, and this was Walt Simonson and Tom Palmer. So the art got considerably better. Yeah, Andy, I'm with you. Infantino was just. But here we have Williamson and not Williamson. Sorry, we have Simonson and Tom Palmer. Thank God. Mike Barr is not my favorite writer, but it's called The Last Jedi. This is actually a pretty good story, if I remember right now. Look, it's even got a freaking a Y-wing. So the art got a lot better, comparatively speaking. So that was an okay story. And let's see here. Number 50. This one, I reread this one recently. They did a facsimile on this one. Remember, like a couple of years ago. I mean, you had Al Williamson and Tom Palmer and Walt Simonson doing the art. So, and Archie Goodwin writing the story. It was pretty interesting. There's a facsimile that was made a couple of years ago of this one. Like I said, I bought it. Take a look at that. Much better. One of the things, look, of course, Al Williamson, which is fantastic. I love it. He draws the ships great. You got to draw the ships right when you do Star Wars or Star Trek comics. Look at that, man. I remember when I got this issue when it first came out because I'd stopped buying a lot of these crappy issues, the crappy art. And I was like, oh, man, Al Williamson? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember what the story was about. It's been a while, like I said. Some flashbacks to a Han Solo story. Number 50, collector's issue. So it was pretty cool. Ah, yes, The Crimson Forever. And I just reread this 2 years ago. That's how ridiculous I am, Gwagnar. Thank you. Because I bought, like I said, I bought the facsimile of this thing. Could not be reached for further comment. I thought Freddie Mercury was on the cover. That wasn't this one? Did you think Lando was Freddie Mercury? Cripes. All right, so here we go. We got I want to find that Take the Target issue. Here we go. We started getting some Walt Simonson, Dave Michelinie, Tom Palmer stuff. So this was pretty good. This was a good run now. And again, they were in limbo because the cliffhanger of Empire Strikes Back. Gundarks. Gundarks. So let's see. That's it. Dave McLean, Walt Simonson, Tom Palmer. Take the Tarkin. This is it. Simonson and Tom Palmer. What a combo. Yeah, this is the one that starts the Tarkin storyline. Yes, Gwag, remember we read a lot of the same comics, buddy. Muscle Uncle said, "You ever meet Timothy Zahn?" Yes, I met him at Dragon Con one year, and I went to one of his panels too. Nice chap. I didn't get anything signed from him. If I'd had books, I would have. But he was a nice fellow. My retro blasting buddy Michael French asked him some questions. If I remember right. So this one I remember very, very well. See the Tarkin. They didn't know Jedi was going to have another rehash of the Death Star, but they were rebuilding a dangerous station similar to it called the Tarkin. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Vader was fighting. Anyway, I'll reread. I won't spoiler it for you, but yeah, it was a pretty cool issue. There's that 10-speed racer. Now, this story here, The Last Gift from Alderaan, this was a repurposed John Carter issue. Ah, Gwagnar, look, Oh, the John Carter issues. Wow, man, you jumped on it, buddy. Wow. See, my eyes are off the chat when I'm scrolling. So good, man. Gwagnar is on top of it. My goodness. Yep, John Carter comics that were repurposed for Star Wars comics because they weren't used. Infantino worked on John Carter, but Walt Simonson did a lot of the made it look a lot better. I don't understand the coloring on this though. Oh my goodness. Look at that John Carter comic. That's crazy. Heck yeah, man. I actually softened my view on digital comics. Yeah, I actually love digital because I can sit there and be comfortable on my desk and read them all at this site that has them all. And I can see better. I can see it better. I always want the physical copy. If I love a comic, I want the physical copy. But it's just in terms of, I got a buddy of mine who's worse than me, has even worse eyesight, and digital helps him blow up the panels and look at them better. So I don't think there's anything wrong with digital comics because what's important is the story and the pictures and reading the story and the pictures. It's great to have the issues. And if you're a collector, fantastic. I want the physical copies, but I mean, I like to read them digitally because it helps me read things a lot faster when I'm in a hurry or if I different stuff going on. Doesn't mean look, I'm all for the physicals, but these things, they're only on that paper because that was the only thing available to them at the time. And they should be on paper. Comic books should be on paper, but I have no problem with putting them through other mediums, like in reprinting them as books, as they do, as we all know they do, as hardcovers or trade paperbacks, and on digital. I would say totally. Look, as long as people are seeing a great comic, that's what matters. I get that some people don't like it. Well, I'd love to meet Zahn. I only met Kevin Anderson. He's a nice guy who wrote the Jedi Academy books. He's pretty nice. Cool. Given the current crop of Star Wars droppings, it's so nice to have this stuff to fall back on. Yeah, it's just a pleasure looking at the good stuff. Yeah. Even stuff that wasn't considered as good at the time. Yeah. Why not both, indeed, buddy? Digital's fun so that we could all look at it together sometimes. That's a cool thing, too. There's the John Carter stuff. Oh, man. Repurposed John Carter. Crazy stuff. I love the John Carter comic, by the way. Wish I got that. I wish I could get that omnibus, but it's too expensive. Look who's here, folks.
Hello. Happy New Year.
What's up? Happy New Year to you. What you doing?
Oh, just catching up on some work to get to work tomorrow, and
Yeah.
Yep, and watched a little sports ball earlier in the day. Sorry to
Did you?
Gilly Chow if he's in the chat.
I didn't get to see any of that. I got to see the LSU game. Did Alabama get beat?
They got beaten overtime by Michigan by a touchdown.
Ooh. Sorry, Keely.
Yep. Sorry, Keely. Yep. Sorry to my brother-in-law.
Sorry.
Went to Bama. So
more of the
Yep.
John Carter issue here, by the way. The Star Wars repurposed.
What number was that? I've been lurking for a few minutes, but
issue 53 and 54 were taken from an unused John Carter story because they needed a filler, and they repurposed it for Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, why not? Right? His little Star Wars, John Carter and Star Wars, right?
Without John Carter, there'd be no Star Wars.
Star Wars, right? That would just happen to be the worst name for a movie in history, I think. Though, unfortunately,
it's not so much it's bad, but it's dull because it doesn't really. Yes, it doesn't give you anything spectacular to grab a hold of.
It should have been like Warlord of Mars.
Unless you just happen to know about the series of books. Yeah, it's not really giving you enough. Yeah.
And that everyone loves that movie now in retrospect, and it bombed.
I love the John Carter movie. It changed some things, but I do love it. David says, agreed. That's why I read individual comics digitally, but collect them in trade paperback editions. Plus, digital is a great way to preserve comics. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it's great that we can sit and look at them and talk about them here. So I do love having them. I love the digitals. I don't use Comicology anymore, but I still have it. They changed the app to Kindle. They put them all on Kindle.
Is it all on Kindle now?
Yes. I think it's on Kindle.
Yeah, Comicology is gone, right?
There was a couple of years back, they were doing these sales for like a whole Masterworks on Comicology for 98 cents and $2. For Christmas, the best they could do this year was like $4.99, which is great for a Masterworks, but not compared to the other sale they used to have.
Now that Amazon owns it all, right?
Yeah, the butt munchers.
But
all this pre-Jedi. This is pre-Jedi, by the way. And then she's on a speeder in the woods.
Wow.
And this was before Jedi. And they didn't know about it either.
Nice guess, yeah. But the Marvel apps Marvel Comics Unlimited app until recently used the old Comicology app, which was a really good app. And then I guess they lost the licensing to it or whatever. So then that app has been discontinued. So I think it all got transferred to. I don't know what happened to the Marvel comics. Just that you own. I mean, you didn't lose access to them, but you had to use a different app, or not sure what the Marvel Unlimited went to. But because when you buy new comics like me, you get a little sticker inside, and you can put the code in, and you get the digital edition. Or what some people do, they'll actually sell the digital edition on eBay to help pay for their physical edition. So they'll sell the code.
Yep. Look at Layla, what a strong super character she was. But this can't be right. She's the hero of this issue. She's running all the show and those, but that can't be right. They didn't.
I thought her name was Ray.
They didn't have a female character till Ray, right?
Or Jennifer.
Isn't that right?
Yeah. Well, this is the new announcement for the new Star Wars. Like, it's 2024. It's finally great to have a strong female leading, character. It's like, you guys remember Princess Leia taking charge in a rescue?
Apparently she never did anything. No, but look. This was some cool stuff. I really like. Again, this was a cool run because they had no idea what was going to happen in the next movie, so they had to just do their own thing and take their time. The Lando story, fighting Lobot on Bespin.
I did love those comics. I think I own all the editions of the compilation editions that were put out.
Yeah,
They're not
did
Masterworks.
Legends.
Well, they're called. Did IDW put them out? But they're
Dark Horse did them.
yeah. Who
I didn't know he may have done something as well. Eagle Moss or somebody
They're
like
paperback. They're
that. See,
paperback.
this says Split Legends. I have some of these
Yeah,
Legends reprints.
mine doesn't say that. No, it was. What the heck is on it? It's like a floppy paperback. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a comp. It was years ago, but it's. I've shown them on the show before.
Oliver Belamonte, hello, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Brian Hepburn, Happy New Year, buddy. Good to see you. And Maddie's daddy says, Maddie just called and made her first joke. She said, Donut, tell me what, donut, tell everyone, she said. Pretty good. For a 3-year-old, I might be biased. Well, no, you're not. Very good. Love to Maddie, buddy. Yeah, this is cool stuff. And you had, Walt Simonson and Tom Palmer. Dave Michelinie was a good writer. Look at that. That's what Star Wars comics look like. Pretty cool.
And your Muslim uncle, I don't think they did his Ultron, but I'll look it up and figure a checklist.
Hey, RRT and Z, Happy New Year to you, my friend, and thank you for the super chat. Says, Happy New Year, Clobberers. Hope it started well. It did start well for me. I hope did it start well for you, Mark? I hope it started well for you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Not bad, right? Yep.
What did you do today?
I didn't do much today, which is why it was good.
Yeah, there you go. Makes sense.
Right? I just cleaned up, 3D printed a few things, watch some sports ball. It wasn't very productive today.
It was just college football today. Yeah.
Called some friends. It's supposed to be productive today, right?
Now you're supposed to enjoy that first day because the grind starts back tomorrow. I guess for most people. I guess I don't know.
You're not going to grind it tomorrow?
I don't know what I'm grinding. I don't know if I have anything to do or not tomorrow, but I'll try. There we go. So anyway, I just showed a bunch of issues. I don't know why I'm doing that exactly. Just for the hell of it. We were just looking at some different. Been looking at comics all night. Do you have Did you say that you've gotten some new comics in or no?
I was looking, but I think I showed them the last time I got them.
It's been a while, but maybe you did. Oh, you did show some last week, maybe. So
I think that's. I was looking at my stack, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. So,
you sure? I guess you did.
Yeah, I was looking at the.
Yeah, we haven't really
one. There was a Superman, and then. Yeah, I'm looking at them, and I don't see any new ones, unfortunately. Even with my bad memory, I got a pile on my desk that I haven't read yet. So, yeah. So I think that's
right.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool. That's no biggie.
Unfortunately, yeah, I can't get made fun of tonight. That's too bad.
We're doing Mark's comic book choices tonight, folks. Sorry, but maybe some.
Yeah. I didn't get anything new this week. Oh, and Guagnar, yeah, I think it is the Star Wars a long time ago. I'm looking at the covers by Dark Horse. I think there were six issues of them, or 6 books, you would call it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Classic Star Wars a long time ago, but mine have some of them have different. Some of these have different covers, though. That's weird. They probably kept reprinting them and then just changed the cover. So it's probably the same content, but I can't go grab one. I have them all my upstairs.
Here we go. I did want to show this real quick. All right, Star Wars Annual number 1. I've heard your people refer to Luke as the one. One what? What do they mean by that? Years ago, my friend, during what you humans call the Clone Wars, 3 Jedi Knights saved Sky from destruction. One was Obi-Wan Kenobi, the others his pupils. In gratitude, we swore eternal friendship and fealty to them, his pupils. Much later, one of the pupils returned. He told us that Obi-Wan and the Jedi were destroyed by his hand. Then he invoked our oath and to make Sky an emperor, blah, 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 whatever, and powers. That man was Darth Vader. He goes, Obi-Wan's other pupil. Who was he? Young one, you wear his saber. Luke, is anything the matter? I'm fine, Princess, honest, but I've got some things to think about. So, you wear his saber. The other one. Oops. I never knew my father, but I know now that he was a man to be proud of. I hope I can be half as good. That was before there was even the name Anakin yet, if I remember right. Anakin's name was made up later.
Yeah, they didn't have it initially.
Yeah,
George didn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oops, he betrayed and murdered your father. A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine before he turned to evil. He helped the Emperor hunt down destroy the Jedi Knights. He betrayed and murdered your father. Oh well, until 2 movies from now, we'll just kind of go ahead and say screw that. Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah, the books I did have. It was Star Wars a long time ago. Were the books that I had, but some of these had different covers when you Google them or look them up. But the first one was Doom World, and there were 7 books collecting all the issues up to 107. So those were out of print forever. Oh yeah, I purchased that in 2009. One of them from Amazon. That's funny. They got your history.
Yeah, they got your history. Y'all history. Y'all.
Well, they're really good. Really, some of those comics are really good, I have to say. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There were some good ones. I
There
remember
were some stinkers, but there was a lot of good ones. Yep.
Some of the crappy Infantino issues, which the art was wow, but let's see.
Yep.
Actually, this is kind of cool. Look, some of those covers of those Star Wars weekly mags, special bonus cover gallery of the Star Wars UK weekly. Look at that. I've got one of those legend books that reprints a lot of these. Look at those covers; those were made just for British Star Wars. Man.
Nice.
It's cool to see that kind of stuff. This one here, I read the Marvel. There was a story about this cyborg guy had the whole issue. I remember as a kid, I liked it because it was a whole issue with just Darth Vader fighting this cyborg guy. I don't know if I could find that one. That's an early issue. Too.
Oh, that one, yep. And Guagnar's asking, has anyone read the Star Wars, which was the adaptation of the original Star Wars story that was not filmed?
Huh?
Was that a comic that was out, Guagnar? Or
yes, it was a comic called The Star Wars. And it was from the early drafts. They adapted it into a comic. Have you ever seen that? You never saw it?
I don't remember if I've seen that. I don't think so.
Well, let's see here. I'll find it for you. It was interesting. The art was kind of so. Let me find it for you. I'll show you what he's talking about. And I bought it. It was maybe like 2014, 15 or something that they came out with it. It's called The Star Wars. Because that's what, of course, the original script was called. Star Wars. And I think it was by Dark Horse. See if they have it on here that way. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry. The habit, folks. Here we go. Vamping music. All right. So, yeah, you never seen this one before? Let's take a look.
Let's say, show me it.
It's, if the art style, it's interesting because it shows what the movie would have been if Luke, before all the rewrites and all that stuff. Oh, issue number 1. The Star Wars. There you go. And if you just want to see, without having, I've read it's taken from the scripts that they're flowing out there. It says back in 1974, still years before a film called Star Wars would take the world by storm, George Lucas completed the first rough draft screenplay of what was then called The Star Wars. That original screenplay contains all of the now familiar elements of Star Wars: an evil empire, a young would-be Jedi, an older Jedi Knight who mentors the boy, a princess in need of rescue, even a father who is more machine than man, but put together in ways far different from what you've seen on the screen. For nearly 4 decades, George Lucas' original vision of the galaxy far, far away existed only as what you might have been. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. And yes, it's very different.
That's cool. That's an interesting thing to read about.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. If you haven't read the script, you could just read the comic and get the gist of it all. Yeah. Oh, the Valance one is issued 29. Thank you. Could not be reached. I'll take a look at that one in a minute because I like that one for some reason, even though it was Infantino art. Wow, I'll tell you what, they're sharp here tonight. Wagnar's on point.
Yeah.
Beat me in everything and could not be reached. Those are stuff too. There you go. You guys are the best. I mean, who needs a memory with you guys around? Has anyone tried to read it? Yeah. I did read this way back when it came out, though. The art, I mean, it makes it look like a movie, so that's pretty cool. Since it is adapting what should have been it would have been a movie. Art Mike Mayhew. I don't know if there's any relation though. But yeah, this was when this come out?
Any of the art based on Ralph McQuarrie stuff, or would have been way before? That was just whatever they.
Think that McQuarrie came along later, if I'm not mistaken.
Later, right?
Maybe.
I mean, well, if they're using this,
original
the artist
script.
is just using the script as inspiration. Yeah.
Now, I presume that
wasn't he called Star Killer in this, not Skywalker?
Star Killer, yeah, there was, yeah, there were a lot of different names. And Han Solo was like a lizard dude or some shit. It's weird though.
But they got the Jedi in there though, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's Vader, right? Yeah.
Huh?
That was Vader, I guess, up there.
Where?
Go back a little bit or scroll towards the beginning.
The Empire Strikes next thing. This way or the other way?
Yeah, that way. Yep. Backwards. Yep.
Go back, you mean?
I mean, like towards page 1.
Why didn't you say so? The Hunt for Darth Vader. Look, that's different. That's a different comic though. Where?
I mean, go the other towards the top of the screen. Scroll
other direction.
Yeah. Other. Yeah.
Hell out of me. Now, other direction. Okay.
Yeah, I think I saw Darth Vader at one point. It's funny. That guy looks like George Lucas a little bit. One of the guys.
Yeah. I don't think he was Vader. He was like a father. He is like a father. So I don't know.
Well, he was like half. He looked like half. He had like half of Vader's costume on or something. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Linrod.
Is that supposed to be Vader?
Linrod. I don't know. I'm confused now. Yeah. Anyway, it's a pretty interesting read. Everyone have tried. I have I think about every issue of that. So you never know. Let's see. Issue number 4. Move on ahead again. Take a look real quick at number 4, the Star Wars. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than any of the Disney drivel.
Well, that's not Star Wars.
I think Ralph McQuarrie did. So they did use some of his designs for stuff because there was otherwise nothing to go on. For I think for C-3PO they used him. Oh, I think they're about to read Han Solo. So there's the fight in the bar. Han Solo, always mysterious. Luke Skywalker, you old star dog. It took a war to get you out here. So that's Luke. And that's Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're calling him Skywalker, and I guess they just called him.
It's Luke. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that now? I was Star Killer. He's still holding up. Come on. Yeah. So this guy named Star Killer. I don't know who this kid is. I haven't read this in forever.
Yeah.
They're Star Killer. Yeah. You are the Star Killer. The force of others resides in you still. So he's basically the Obi-Wan type guy, I guess. Been a while.
Yep.
What did you think of it, Gwag? Did you like it? Jedi Bindu. Glad that was changed. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting stuff as always. I forgot all about this thing. Yeah, I liked I thought this was a cool issue in spite of the Infantino art here. The cyborg guy looked like, yeah. Infantino, why a check, why not cash? Marjorie Goodwin was a good writer. Dark Encounter. I wish Harmon Infantino would stop drawing me. I would force choke him. I'll force choke a bitch. So yeah, boy, Infantino sucked. God Almighty, so. Andy Masterson, you're right, brother. It was borderline intolerable. But as a kid, even though I didn't like Infantino, for some reason I liked this issue because Darth Vader was fighting a dude. It looks terrible though.
Yeah.
It bites. Using the force on the bitch. He says, "Hey, blast you, bitch."
Yeah, Vader does not look like Vader there, God.
Yeah.
He's fighting Deathlock there?
He's fighting Deathlock, basically. Vader kicks his freaking ace, so. Yeah. The man who could not face the Death Star. Yep. And Princess Alone, next issue. Well, there you go. I don't know how we got to Star Wars tonight, but on Star Wars comics, but we did it.
It's not May the 4th.
Wait a minute. A princess alone? No, she can't have her own adventures. In 1977, 78, can she?
No, definitely not. No.
All right, well. Happy New Year, my friends. It's almost not New Year's Day here. Hungry boy. Top dude. We've been looking at some wonderful art that you would just loved. Earlier we had some great art. And we had some great art. But then we had some art that you would love even more. The Infantino. Still better than Allred. I don't know about all that, dude. Did you see what we were just looking at? Do you think Mike Allred is worse than what we were just looking at by Infantino, Mark? Come on.
Oh, well, Hungry Boy, that's his favorite is Allred. So I'm going to say the Infantino is not as bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy, but Infantino was Infantino was bad. But come on, man. Allred? I mean, Infantino was... I mean, Allred's nowhere near as bad as Infantino's worst stuff. Okay, Infantino's best stuff is better than Allred, I'll give you.
And I have not seen the new What If. So Oliver's asking, were there better episodes than season 1?
I watched one of them.
Yeah, there are 5 of them or something. There's not that many, I think, right?
That I don't know. Who's asking, Oliver?
Oliver, yep.
Okay, my story with What If is this, folks. I watched the first 3 or 4 of the first season and hated them to the point where after the Doctor Strange episode, I couldn't trust myself with my own life. If I watch anymore, I couldn't actually trust myself to walk down the street with myself without pushing myself out into traffic. So I had to stop. I hated that episode. Wow. That won't make you hate your own life. It'll make you hate everybody's life. It'll make you seek the anti-life equation like Darkseid. That episode was so unbelievably horrible, putrid. They should be, I don't know. They might maybe deserve to be put in jail for making that thing. It's that bad. The Doctor Strange episode. Did you see that garbage?
Oh yeah, I saw it all. Yeah,
Awful.
they had a couple of good episodes. I thought the later episodes were
What
a
was
little
a
bit
good
more
one?
interesting. The stuff with the Watcher, I thought got a little bit interesting with the multiverses at the end. I thought the worst one was when they had the Marvel zombies and they had Peter Parker acting like an idiot, throwing his quips, and Peter Parker, is
Oh, that's
famous
right.
for joking
You did
around,
tell me this, I forgot. Yeah.
but he wouldn't be joking when the whole planet's been wiped out. I mean,
No.
maybe
Yeah.
he'd crack a few light, to lighten up the mood, but it was just ridiculous. I didn't mind the Captain Carter one. For like a what if.
I hated that one.
I know you hate
Well,
it, but I don't mind that.
she was
Hey,
too
let's do a
powerful. My only
one-off.
problem with her is since when does the super soldier serum make her able to lift a tank?
Yeah, well, they
Captain
kind of
America can't
outpowered.
lift a tank.
No, but she's a woman, so she's much stronger.
Oh,
But
that's
they
true.
did
She has
outpower. They
girl
did
power.
outpower. They did outpower Captain America in the movies too. I thought
No, I didn't lift
not
tanks.
not to that extent, but
So I watched one episode of the second season, and I don't know. I was just sitting there. I was bored the other night. I guess it was Christmas Eve night, maybe. And I was bored. I was sitting around. It was late after the show. I did a late show or whatever. And I'm sitting around, and I said, I went to. I knew that What If season 2 had come out, and I decided let me go see what because I looked briefly at one time before that and saw they thought the stories looked like stupid, so I didn't bother. So let me see just for the hell of it, let me see what the stories are. Let me see how dumb the story ideas are, because they're almost never good story ideas. And What If is supposed to grab you with the premise. Like the premise would be, what if, I can remember to this day, I can't remember something I did 5 minutes ago, but for some reason in 1977 or whatever it was, I can remember looking at the newsstand at the drugstore, seeing What If #1 with what if Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four, and they're all wearing fives. I'm like,
yeah,
oh my God, I gotta have that.
yeah.
If you go back and read it, it's not the greatest issue. The art by is not that good. It's kind of a goofy, but I'm a kid. I'm 13, whatever years old. I had to have it. And then that's what it's supposed to be. What if? So let's think of just some of the early ones before we get to that. What if, stuff like what if the Avengers had fought in what if the Avengers had all been killed? They're just different. What if
Jane
scenarios?
Foster got the power of Thor. That was a famous one back in the day.
Your point being, it's supposed to suck you in. You see that? Go, oh, what if that happened? I got to see that. It's the whole point of a what if freaking comic. Not what if Black Panther became Star-Lord and became the greatest guy in the universe, and there's other horse hockey shit that the episode. So
yeah, they tried to tell a story with the last 3 episodes, which is kind of weird for a what if. Yeah,
it's awful. So I looked at the second season just to see what the ideas were for the stories, and lo and behold, there's one that's a Christmas episode that it takes. And I read the premise, and I go, I kind of almost want to see this. I debated him and Howard for a minute, going, I don't want to watch this shite. But then I said, that's only like 20-something minutes, because I looked at the voice list: Jon Favreau, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, idiot, that girl, Kat Dennings. Who else? Who's that guy that plays Justin Hammer? Sam Rockwell. So I saw these voices, and it says Happy Hogan has to become a hero to fight to save the Avengers Tower before the Christmas party on Christmas Eve. So I thought, and basically it was
you watched that one?
Yes, it was a spoof on Die Hard. And Happy's, Justin Hammer breaks in. All the other heroes, they're not either. He and Kat Dennings' character, from the Thor movies, they're getting he and what's her face, they're getting the thing ready for the big Avengers Christmas Eve party. And Justin Hammer, who's out of jail, breaks in and takes over the building, and he wants to steal the Hulk blood that Banner and Tony Stark are working on.
Okay.
And Happy Hogan has to fight him. So, and they have a lot of Die Hard jokes. The whole thing is like it's Die Hard, he and her, and they give a lot of pretty funny references to Die Hard. He ends up accidentally getting stuck with the Hulk blood and becoming basically like the Brute, like the Hulk, sort of. And it was kind of funny. He fights the Hulk, you know.
Kind of like Rick Jones becoming the Hulk. Yeah.
And everybody else, obviously no RDJ and no Chris Evans, but everybody else, and even Jeremy Renner did his own voice. No Scarlett Johansson, but they were all in it for like a split second. Chris Evans was like, but anyway, they were all in it for like a second or so. So it was mainly about Happy Hogan, and had a lot of funny Die Hard references. It was Die Hard, you know. I mean, really, some really funny visuals about Die Hard as well. So it was a cute Christmas episode. It was innocuous. It wasn't preachy with any message crap. It was just kind of fun, and it was cute. So I got to give him points. It was all right. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. It was, I like it. However, I don't know if I want to watch any more of them. Yep. What if Thor had battled Conan, and what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? Is not. Yeah, I like the Conan Thor. What if the Beast and Thing continued to mutate? Remember that one? That was weird.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah.
I like the idea.
There are nine episodes this season, so 18 total.
I wish I could apply it to real life. Like, what if Disney and KK never got their grubby hands on Star Wars and property? And well, it would be nice. What if modern movies and modern entertainment didn't suck? Yeah. What if Susan Richard had died in childbirth? And that was a great issue, Gwagnar.
Well, that was a sad one, yeah.
Very sad. Yes, sir.
Yeah, some of these are silly. Like, what if I haven't seen them, but what if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? It's like that's just more of like telling a story, not a what. It seems like a what if. I mean,
yeah, it's not a what if. It's already established as
continuing the first season. Yeah. So
the Hydra Stomper is supposed to be a good thing.
Yeah,
it's not just a dumb idea.
What if Hela found the 10 rings?
Yeah, that's stupid too. I'll tell you another dumb one in the first season though that I did see was, I think the worst episode of them all, other than that Doctor Strange one, was the Star-Lord one. The one where T'Challa becomes Star-Lord. Yeah. It's probably the stupidest episode they did. It was so bad.
Those are silly, not even interesting ideas. I mean, or they do, what if the Avengers assemble in 1602? I guess that's based on the Marvel 1602 comics.
Oh, they got one of those? They did that episode?
Yeah, that might be interesting.
It depends on who does the voices and stuff.
Yeah.
Which heroes are there?
It's episode 8 of this season. Yep.
Yeah, and the animation, by the way, what is it with modern animation? Both Marvel and DC now, officially, their animation looks weird. The animation for Superman, Batman, Super Sons, which is a movie I liked, the animation was just iffy, so at best, but at least the characters looked all right. The animation for Superman War World sucked donkey dicks. The animation for What If is not good. I don't like the art. I don't like the animation much at all. I mean, all this money you got, you can't do decent animation anymore?
Well, that's the style. They go to make it look like almost like cell animation to me.
Looks like rotoscope. Badly rotoscope.
Yeah, rotoscope cell. Yeah, rotoscope. That's what it looks like. I wonder if they use do they use live actors to do that? I wonder. I don't know how it's made. It kind
of seemed like it.
I don't think it's very good. I don't think the animation is very good either. I agree.
Yeah, the animation on all the What Ifs have been shitty, in my opinion. Yeah, I love the Thor Conan What If one, and also What If Conan had had lived today. They did 2 of those. Well, they did one when he ended up in the modern day, and that was like 1978. Then years later, they did one in the 90s where he never left. But yeah, Thor Conan.
I don't like Jeffrey Wright's voice for the Watcher too.
I don't like him at all.
It
Good
just
actor.
draws me out of the show. Whenever, and I'm really against most celebrity voices as voice actors. Let the voice actors do their voice acting, because then when you hear, I know people love James Spader as Age of Ultron, but I picture James Spader's face on Ultron in Avengers: Age of Ultron. It just,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
yeah.
that he doesn't do a good job or he's not. It just pulls me out of the character. The only one I can never recognize Rocket Raccoon. I can never recognize what's his name,
Yeah, I never think of Bradley Cooper
Brad
when I hear
Cooper.
his
They
voice.
change his voice enough, or they must modulate or
I
do
still can't
something.
believe he's Rocket.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
I don't
believe
hear his
it.
voice.
I haven't seen him in much as the actor, Bradley Cooper. I can't think of very many things I've even watched with him in it.
You
But I
didn't
can't.
watch the movie with Lady Gaga and A Star Is Born?
No, sir, I have not. Never will.
Oh my God, it
Why
was
would I?
amazing.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So you're saying it's so good it doesn't need me? Let's establish that it's
Yeah.
so good that they don't need me to watch it. Well, that's a relief.
Well, you could watch. That's better than the Barbara Streisand version. Just kidding.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh yeah, Oliver Belamonte says, "Wait, first of all, could not be reached. What if Conan walked the earth today? Yeah, that was cool. I like some of those what ifs. The Marvel new TV series Echo coming out this month. Ugh.
Oh, they're dropping all 5 episodes at once so they can get it over with.
Right.
So they won't have
Looks,
bad press for 5 weeks, I'm guessing.
Oliver says, looks inviting. Do you think, really? But I'm concerned on what happened to Kingpin. Listen D'Onofrio will always be Kingpin for me. He did a great job on Daredevil, but he was really ruined in that stupid-ass Hawkeye show, to me. And Echo was terrible on that, too. Echo's a rotten... I don't know why anyone likes her character. I can't stand her, but...
And they messed up the storyline there, too, where they had... didn't they switch it so that... I'm trying to forget that series, but didn't they switch it so it wasn't Kingpin who killed Echo's father? And they switch it around so it was Matt Murdock kills her father.
All I know is he's her mentor or whatever. I don't know if he's like her father or something, according to what I've seen. But I'm not going to be able to watch it.
But in the comic, I think Kingpin had her father killed. If I'm correct.
Could be. I didn't read any of that crap. I knew. My knowledge of Echo was one of those things it's like a newbie because I never read any comics with her. I only heard about her when she showed up in the stupid Hawkeye show, which I was forcing myself to watch. I could not give two rats shits about her. So, I agree with you, Clobby. When I first heard that Bradley Cooper was the voice of Rocket Raccoon, I still can't. I mean, I don't think, like you said, you could when you hear Groot, you can just see Vin Diesel for some reason. But I can't see. When I hear Rocket talking, it doesn't really make me think of Bradley Cooper. Nothing against Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
And
they must run his voice through something so it doesn't sound like him. Yeah.
But Echo, man, I don't know. The only thing that would make me want to watch it is just D'Onofrio's Kingpin, but I'm afraid it's going to be so awful.
Ugh. He's always good, though. He can never be.
He
can never be bad. The material could be bad, but he's never a bad actor.
I'm going to see him. He's going to be at the con I'm going to Saturday. Maybe I'll walk up to him and tell him he's an idiot. But anyway, and slam his head into a door like that, like he did that guy with the coat. That was no Daredevil. That was terrible. Oh man! But
I was very sad that Hawkeye got stuck in the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree.
I'm sad he got stuck in that whole stupid show. And he's listed in the credits as doing the voice of Hawkeye in that cartoon, but it must have had like one word. I don't know why they even bothered him. Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Sam Rockwell, and Jon Favreau had a lot of lines, and Kat Dennings, so I get them. I don't know what those guys bothered even showing up for. Anybody could have done their voice. Josh Keaton did Captain America's voice. And,
no Chris, no Chris Evans,
no RDJ, no Scarlett Johansson. Of course, they're too big.
Yeah.
Yet Chris Hemsworth showed up. I'm saying I don't understand why Chris Hemsworth bothered, just so he can sit up and say Merry Christmas. That's about it.
Well, he's a good guy. Probably everyone else asked for too much money. I'm guessing. Yeah.
Probably. But Favreau was there anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah,
And that's the other thing I didn't like about the movies. Happy Hogan was always with Pepper Potts. You know, I didn't like that whole.
true.
You know, that always bugged me.
I never even
Happy
like.
and Pepper should be together.
I love the first movie, but that should have been Bethany or something. I don't understand why they just, for the hell of it, decided to make Pepper Potts his love interest. I guess because Iron Man didn't really have one of any stability.
Yeah.
Well, he did like mess around with her at first, but right, she should be with Happy. Too late now. I was fine with Bradley because I never cared about animal characters anyway. Danny DeVito could voice Rocket Raccoon; they'd be fine. So, yeah, I mean, I think Bradley Cooper did a great job. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, it doesn't even sound like him.
Which is good because I don't like it when I can
Yeah.
recognize someone, you know, it's especially famous. And voice actors, I mean, you get to recognize,
I
you
mean,
know, different voice
yeah.
actors' voices after a while, but you don't know what they look like for the most part. I mean, now of course today with the interwebs, you can kind of know what you know, you kind of picture. But then you know Kevin Conroy, of course, then you knew what he looked like. But in the beginning, or before the internet, I should say, before internet, most of the time you had no idea what these voice actors look like. So it just takes me out of the roles when I know who's doing that. Who's doing that? It's just me, but it's just something I never liked. I mean, of course, there's exceptions like Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin is just so damn phenomenal. It's just amazing. So, you know,
Oh, yeah. No one else could do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No one else could ever be the genie. Will Smith, no. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I'll tell you what. Made it not only through another year, but through another. Well, you made it through completely through another New Year's Day,
Yeah.
and I don't know, man. Are you bummed that the holidays are over? Or
Yeah, it's back to the
back to the grind?
grind.
I don't want to bum everyone out here. Don't be bummed that the holidays are
No.
over. Still
Well,
at the
it's a short
playoffs.
week though. It's a short week. So Friday,
Yeah, at least got a
Saturday
short
comes up,
week.
right? So yeah.
I guess if
Yeah.
you're someone who does weekly, that work, this is weekly. So I don't know. We'll think of something to get back on track and have to look. I mean, again, I was talking earlier a little bit when it first came on. Are there things that you're looking forward to in terms of geek stuff in 2024? Because we know 2024 is going to be brutal in the real life because of a certain thing that's called an E and rhymes with action. But usually, I don't know. Of course, last year it was pretty bleak too in terms of like stuff coming out to watch. I want to go see Godzilla again just because there's nothing. I mean, there ain't nothing coming out this year. I want to watch. No comics either.
Well, very few comic book movies too, right? I mean,
Yeah, which is a good thing, really. But
yeah.
there's nothing because of that. There's no movies. I mean, there's not one movie I'm looking forward to. I'm not saying there's nothing. Infinity Avenger. What's up, dude? I just can't think of anything coming out that I give a crap about. Comics wise, for sure. Movies and TV. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing up Reacher, and I'll be sad when that's over.
Yeah, I watched episode 5 tonight. That was
Of the second season.
damn good. Yeah, I mean the new season. Yeah. So I'm
Yes.
still going on that, but
Isn't
man, it was good.
the 6 the last one they showed?
Let's see.
I think
No, 5 is the latest. Yeah.
5's
Yeah.
the latest. Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, whatever the latest one is, I watched it. Oh yeah, because it's the 3 to go, and I don't want it to end. We know Doctor Who's ruined, destroyed. Unless you get a sick thrill out of watching some STD and some strangled worms, that's garbage. There's not. I don't think there are any. What superhero movies are coming out this year? Not that any of them are worthwhile. As far as TV, that stupid Echo show, if that blows your
Echo's
skirt
coming
up.
out.
They got that animated DC Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's going to be trash. That looks like garbage, yo. Did you see that? Look what it looks like.
Yeah, it didn't look good, but I always reserve judgment till I see it. But
well, so do I. But I watched.
Yeah, you
part.
do. So yeah.
But I mean,
superhero shows 2024. Let's see what's coming up. Let's see. Prime Video. These could be. I'm just skimming through. Of course, they've got Echo, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. It's animated Disney Junior, but I don't watch that. Invincible, season 2, part 2 will be
I
coming
didn't
out.
watch Invincible yet. Season
Yeah,
2.
I should
yet.
watch
need to
that
watch
because the first one was good.
Yeah, it's just so bloody.
I can't believe it's a Disney. That's a Disney Plus show, right? Yeah, they're saying
What?
that Invincible was on Disney
No,
Plus. I thought it was on.
it's Prime.
Yeah, why are they saying it's on Disney Plus? That's got to be a bad website. Agatha Harkness Diaries.
Are they really going to
sequel.
remake? Did they really make that crap?
It says it's coming out late
They made
2024.
Agatha Harkness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
You guys sure about this? I mean, you guys really want to make that? Okay. So they're doing this in 2 parts. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay. What's wrong with this picture? The art. I mean, some of the characters. It just, if you're not going to go all the way and have all the characters, I'm skeptical, but I'll watch it. I guess. When is this coming out?
Pretty soon, isn't it?
I guess. Blu-rays Part 1. I wonder if they're going to have any like short animated thing on there, animated shorts on there. What is an animated short? Let's see. 4K. Blah 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 blah. Show me the other side of it. I guess I can't show it. When's that coming out? When is this? Didn't say. Released in January. All right.
January.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a fan of that series either. I mean, it doesn't bother me as much, but I know you don't. You don't like that one as much,
What?
right?
What?
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The comic? Have a lot of issues with it, if you pardon the pun. But
Yeah.
Watch. I didn't watch the CW drivel, of course.
Yep. Brandon Routh looked fantastic, and that is the older Superman. God, they did a great job with his costume.
Yeah.
There were parts of it that were good, but it really looked. Really, a lot of it looked inspired by Kirby too, in terms of some of the costuming in that. Seemed like they took some Kirby cues in that.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Here's what else is coming out. Oh, you can't wait to see the Penguin on Max in 2024. That's coming out.
Watchmen release window? What the hell? What'd you say?
Oh, there's other new shows for 2024. The Penguin, which we can't wait to see. Is that animated?
Why
No,
are they making a Penguin show?
Yeah, with
who ordered the Penguin show? Let me ask you this: who
someone who loves penguins. X-Men '97. They're gonna redo that cartoon. That's gonna end up being a screw up, I'm sure.
Oh my God, an animated Watchmen, dude.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
Are they gonna do an animated Watchmen?
Yeah. Oh no, don't. I mean,
well, if they do it word for word to the comic,
they do it right. Yeah, but boy, oh boy, do you really think they will?
No, but if they did, that would be, if you just you got the dialogue there, just turn it to graphic form.
Infinite Earths, just too many Earths. Good, yeah, good one. Madam Web, Craven. Okay, Madam Web, I wouldn't call it a superhero movie, or Craven, supervillain movies. Venom's also a supervillain movie. Deadpool's kind of a supervillain. Joker 2 is a supervillain. I have villain movies this year.
Yeah,
the comic book films but they're comic book films. So thank you, Oliver. Let's see, Madam Web. That'll last about 5 minutes. It's coming out at Valentine's. Right?
Is that just the streaming one, or are they actually going to try to put that in movie theaters
for some reason?
Yeah, and that's got a bunch of it's got Jessica Drew in it, I guess. And then the other Spider Women who never took off. There's no Mayday Parker, which I'm mad about, but maybe I should be happy about
Probably
that.
Better off. Please, no. You're better if you care about the character. Muhammad said, "Hey there."
Hey,
so Craven, that was pushed back from last year. That's going to be drivel. That's
Yep.
I mean, it just looks terrible. Okay, looks terrible. Okay, I haven't seen anything, folks, yet. I'm just speculating. Looks awful. Deadpool 2, I mean, like Venom 3, I have no interest in. So that's like 3 right there that I don't even care about. I don't
I
care.
never watched Venom
I don't,
2. Yeah.
I don't really care about Deadpool 3, but I'll watch it. I'm like the
Oh,
first.
come on. We're gonna have Hugh Jackman and his Wolverine again. That's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I can't stand. I could not stand the first Joker movie. It's got the Joker. It's Joker, and I
Yeah, I
don't
didn't like
like it.
that.
It's just everyone loves that thing so much. It's just so overrated to me. And I
Just
can't.
watch Taxi Driver.
Joker 2 is a musical, by the way, with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. So those are the comic book movies coming out this year. Wowzer! Thank you, Oliver. By the way,
You know what else is coming out? Eyes of Wakanda, season 1 on Disney Plus. I have no idea.
What?
I guess no Black Panther.
Whatty? What?
Eyes of Wakanda. They're saying there's a show.
What is the Eyes of Wakanda? That's a TV series with like
Animated.
the Dora Lamosh. Oh, okay.
More animation. Ironheart, season 1 on Disney Plus. Now,
Not a chance. That's not coming out. That won't
That's
come
got to
out.
be killed, right? Well, we did get Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur animated. Season 2 is
Did
supposed
they
to be
really
coming
make
out.
that
Yeah, they did. I watched a couple episodes. Yep.
on what, Disney?
By Disney, yeah. It's on
Oh
D
my
Plus.
God! You watched that
I watched a couple episodes. I own
on purpose?
I own Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I own a bunch of
Why?
that run because I thought I bought some for my niece, and I love Devil Dinosaur, so I wanted to see what the f they were doing.
Wowzer. Kal-El says, I'll be honest, I like the Joker movie, but I didn't care for how they portrayed Thomas Wayne. I hated how they portrayed Thomas Wayne, but the reason why I didn't sweat it too much is because this is not a DC Comics Joker. This is an attempt to use a comic book licensed property to snooker a bunch of extra big budget money for an art film, and it worked because a lot of people liked it and thought it was oh so clever when it's nothing to do with the real Joker from comics. It's not Batman's enemy, the Joker. It's just some pathetic wiener who thinks he is. But people just, for some reason, watch that. I don't know how that did $1 billion. I have no idea. It's not particularly a great film at all, but people love it. Whatever. I think it's staggeringly overrated. And I don't know if word of mouth said it was just so brilliant because I just don't get it. But also, combine all that positive word of mouth because I'm in the minority. Most people liked it, so I'm not telling them they're wrong. I just don't get it. And then a lot of people went over and over to see it again. I don't know, thinking that that's ever going to tie into Batman. Well, it's not. Ever. Okay. Joaquin Phoenix guy saying comedian, believing he's the Joker if it wasn't in his head to begin with. In the next movies, we'll be running around with Lady Gaga with a musical. And you're not going to see him ever play the Joker in a Batman movie. Sorry. Not sorry, because I don't think he should anyway. What do you think?
I never liked that movie. I don't like that portrayal of the Joker. It's just too realistic for me in some ways, and
it's that.
It just never enjoyed the movie. I mean, you if you watch it as like an art house film, yeah, I guess it's okay for in that level.
You got exposure by using a property, a comic book property.
Yeah, but it's not really the
Joker.
I mean,
it's not even the Joker. The Joker's called the Joker, and the movie's just called Joker. That's another reason. But they got away with it because DC let them have it.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Well,
the Joker is an unreliable narrator, so even the movie didn't happen. That's true. I agree with that. I think it was all in his head. Go ahead.
But it also became a political issue that we won't talk about for some reason. That movie, I don't get it, but
I just
there was some. It became like a right versus left issue on that movie, which
if it had been moderately decent success, I would be okay. I get it. I don't understand how it made them over $1 billion. I will never understand that. And again, don't get me wrong. You could say, but it's really good. It's fine if you think it's really good. It's basically just Taxi Driver is the Joker. It's very highly derivative. But if you really like it, I get that's cool. Nothing. I mean, who am I to tell you anyway? I don't. But a lot of good movies that don't make $1 billion. And how the thing made over, I mean, there probably
Word of mouth, and people liked it.
there's a science to it that it did, I guess, and it was at a time when nobody was going to see anything because of what was going on in the country, or the world. But I don't get it. I don't know why. I'll never get it. And not just I do dislike it. I don't hate it, and there are a lot of people I respect people who like it, but I just don't get that. And Steven says, I agree with all your points, Clobby. You're absolutely right, and I don't consider it to be a film about the Joker character, but it's still an interesting film. Yeah, it is an interesting film on its own. It is.
Yeah.
But it's still dishonest because they had to use a comic book. If they'd just called something else that wasn't like a property, let's say, it had the budget that a normal film like that would have, and no comic book license, and it was called, let's see, Jester. I'm just using that stupid name for a second. So it was called Jester. It's a guy or comedian guy, because he was a comedian.
The comedian. Oh,
it would have been an Oscar fight. It would have made a little bit of money because of Joaquin Phoenix. Same movie now, same exact movie, right? Except you just take out any possible allusion to the Joker character. He just all you have to do is dress him differently and give him a different face, and really, there's nothing to connect him to the Batman villain, the Joker. And if you do that, but it's the same movie, it'd probably win Best Picture or something. It would probably have gotten a lot of Oscar accolades, but it wouldn't have made $1 billion. It wouldn't have made $100 billion.
Yeah. Yeah, it just never did a lot for me, that movie. And I don't think I'll ever watch it again. So
I went to the theater, so maybe that's why a lot of people got snookered into going, but not multiple times. One time, it was bad enough.
Yeah.
Not bad enough, really. I say that because I'm agitated by the whole. I guess what agitates me is the whole falsehood of it, the whole phoniness about them using a comic book property to get that kind of a budget and exposure, and it worked. Other than that, I would have, let's say, same deal. I walked in it and it was a movie, or I watched that movie that had nothing to do with that property. I would have thought, yeah, that was pretty interesting. It's a good performance by him. I would have thought that's okay. If someone said, "What'd you think of that movie, comedian, Joker guy, whatever?" That has nothing to do with Batman. I go, that was pretty cool. It was a pretty interesting movie. It was fairly soft. So I think it's actually a decent movie in that way. It rubs me the wrong way that it's all based on false crap. We got enough problems with bad comic book movies for a movie to come along and just steal a comic book property but have nothing to do with comic books. Just agitates me.
It's a name only. Yeah. And well, they did, of course, have Bruce and Alfred in it, but it was just
they could have named him
ridiculous.
anything. And that scene, by the way, was also stupid because the Alfred we know with being harassed, with young Bruce being harassed by some jerk at the gate of Wayne Manor, Alfred would have kicked his ass.
Yeah, I want to let
He
Bruce
intimidated Alfred.
Yeah.
Another reason why it's not a Batman. Alfred would have grabbed his she said, "Listen, you little shit." He'd grabbed him by the neck and throw him down the out of the street.
Oh yeah. And of course now Alfred, of course, is MI6 now, or SAS, or
that's
Alfred like a superhero now. Yeah,
they've gotten out of control with Alfred. First of all, I don't know. When Frank Miller, if you just talk about the character Alfred for a minute, Frank Miller transformed the just nice, easygoing, foppish type of a butler, Alfred, with his Dark Knight and with his Dark Knight series and with his Year One, Alfred became a wise ass. Kind of he added some spice to him, and that was pretty cool. And so the comics that started to reflect in the comic books. In Tim Burton's 2009 movie, the Michael Gow Alfred was, again, the prim and proper type, but he had a sense of humor, a quirkiness to him. But he never exuded badass in any way ever.
No, yeah.
Again,
but
Batman the animated,
he would protect Bruce, though. Yeah, but
Batman the animated series, the definitive version of Batman of all, really, but even more so than some comics. Alfred was just a butler. He had that carried over from a couple of different things like Miller and stuff, where he had that sense of humor, and he's the one that could stand up to Bruce, but never did they allude to any kind of background where he was a badass. Which is, by the way, I don't mind the badasses.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, again, I forget, it was in a couple of comic books. But as far as national, like big name stuff, I remember Michael Caine Alfred tells, because I don't like, I call Christopher Nolan's Batman for Dummies. Well, Michael Caine's Alfred, especially in the second film, Dark Knight, when he tells of this, how he was with the, he was in the army and he traced down those guys that, he tells him, Bruce, the story, about the people, the guys who stole all the diamonds and all that, whatever. Remember that? He tells him a story about his military days.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but all of a sudden, everything you see Alfred in because of that, because that movie made $1 billion freaking bucks. The next thing you know, Alfred's a bad mother. The next thing you know, they make Gotham. And by the way, I could be missing some. Just hear me out. So we get to Gotham, and all of a sudden, and the stupid. I love Sean Pertwee, by the way. Gotham. Sean Pertwee may as well. Alfred may as well be Batman. That stupid show Gotham. Alfred and Gordon are Batman. We don't need Batman in that show ever.
He kicks ass in that show. Yeah.
Then they make a show called Pennyworth, where Alfred's a James Bond.
Yeah.
And then they make, so I don't know. I mean, now Alfred's just, it's ridiculous. He could be just a butler.
It's like everyone's a Navy SEAL now, in every movie.
I don't mind him having a former military background, although there have been a lot of comics and other iterations where he's been with the Waynes for a long time. And, but before that, he ended up, I don't know.
So well, Alfred would be able to handle himself, but not, he's not a special agent.
Did you know they killed Alfred in the comic in the 50s or 60s? It was
the 50s? They brought him back as a Batman.
He became the outsider for a while, and then they brought him back. Yeah.
Because the Batman TV show, I heard that's why they brought him back, because he was so popular on the TV show.
That Alan Napier from the Batman TV show doesn't never strike me as a badass.
Nope.
So it's like, man, I love Sean Pertwee, but that show was so stupid, but he was cool on it on Gotham. That show was so stupid. Good God. Alfred, like I said, Alfred was he was Batman. It's like, what the hell? Just call it Bad Alfred. Those episodes where Alfred and Gordon would team up like commandos or some shit. They'd go kill a bunch of. Oh my God, man! Like, what in the hell? Like,
well, it was a good show if it wasn't Batman. If it was just like
Alfred to be a French maid.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, if it was just like it's just they got to always do these prequels. It's like the heroes are what's interesting about it. We don't need to know, that's why the prequels, although I do like them, not the sequels, the prequels. I didn't think they were great Star Wars, but they still always felt like Star Wars, and there were some good, good scenes and some interesting things, but really don't need to see any of that about Darth Vader. I mean, maybe I would have liked to see a Darth Vader adventure with him as Vader kicking ass, maybe, before the first Star Wars movie, that just, some adventures, like the Vader comic.
They broke Vader.
One that's actually pretty good, but you don't need to see. I didn't need to see, Jake Lloyd portraying Vader as a kid. I didn't want to know that, they left his mom behind to live as an indentured servant / slave on the plane. Like, wait a minute, the Jedis aren't gonna go rescue his mom? I mean, what's going on here? They just leave her there? I mean,
Quagnar. How long until Aunt Harriet is redone as a ninja assassin? Yep, she was Aunt Harriet in her youth. A lot of people don't know this. She worked with Ra's al Ghul in the League of Assassins.
Oh yeah. She was amazing. Good. Yeah. She was good.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
She was amazing. Yeah.
We went from smart ass Alfred to James Bond Alfred. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's if it was originally written like that, I'd have no problem with it. But and you add a few things like maybe he served in the war, he was a hard ass, but he shouldn't be almost like a superhero level character. And maybe Batman would have trained him a little bit, some basic self defense. That
he had nothing to do with the training though. Batman, even in
this is all before, but I'm saying later as an older Alfred, that would have made sense. Like, he knew some self defense techniques, or but not with this Gotham series. He's basically James Bond. I mean,
hey, Muhammad Saad, what's up? Good to see you. Says Cobra versus the Mighty Thor was a fun issue of Journey into Mystery. Wow, you've been reading those old Kirby Journey into Mysteries, right? You're telling me that. Are you the one, Muhammad, or was someone else recently telling me they're reading the old Cockrum Bird X-Men? Chris Claremont just getting started with the John Byrne era. By the time Batman shows up in Gotham, all his villains are octogenarians. And that's exactly right. Gotham was so stupid because all of his villains are appearing 10 years before Batman even shows up. So it was... Oh, and not only that was disturbing, Catwoman, Selina's like a couple of years older than him, and they're sexualizing her on that show, which was really disturbing.
And then they up-aged Poison Ivy so they could have a much sexier actress.
So they up-aged her. It was really
they changed the actress twice.
Yes,
and they made like a really sexy Poison Ivy because they realized, well, wait, we can't do this.
And again, but Batman's still like 10. I mean, Bruce is still 10 years old.
Yeah. I think the very last scene, didn't he end up putting the suit on, or they showed him with the suit on?
Somebody said they showed a scene. It's just I watched that show for a couple of years, and because I kind of thought the guy I liked the guy playing Gordon and the guy playing Bullock, and it was cool, but it was still I couldn't stop being my Batman geek self. So every time I'm watching it and finding it mildly cool, I'm going, wait a minute, this is still stupid because you got Mr. Freeze, you had let's see, they had Hugo Strange. They had all these different characters. Riddler and Penguin were big on there, and Joker, different like weird versions of the Joker that weren't portents for the Joker. I'm like, Batman is still, no matter any way you slice it, they're basically saying that all these villains are over the decade older than Batman, and it sucks.
Yeah, it was so the guy that played Penguin was fantastic. I forget his name. He became pretty big.
Yeah, that guy was
relatively star. He was great as Penguin. Yeah. And so some of the backstories were good as individual episodes, almost like if you think of it as a flashback in a comic, but the whole premise of the series is ridiculous. But I guess they want to tie Batman in. Like, who wants to watch? As good as that guy was as Bullock and Gordon working together solving crimes, it's Hill Street Blues in Gotham. I mean, it could be it could be good, but it's just
ridiculous.
You don't need it. I mean,
and Dr. Leslie Tompkins, played by the wonderful Morena Baccarin. Okay, that was you, Muhammad. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was nice.
I mean, there's good
X-Men 109. Yeah. Sorry, I was just telling him X-Men 109. Great stuff. You're on a great track there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna mention Firefly and Monica Baccarin. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so she was married to that dude that plays Gordon.
Yeah, did they get divorced? Or not that it matters, but I think they had a big falling out. But
if she didn't leave him for me, I don't want to know about it.
But so there were some good things about that show. So, but just overall, I'd rather just give me a Batman. Give me a Batman show. Just put Batman on. Batman belongs on TV with the serialized show. That would be right. That would be great.
Why do we need a Penguin show? And why do we need an Alfred show? Because they won't do a Batman show. They won't. Yeah, there's anything but to avoid doing a Batman show. We can have a freaking Alfred show and a Penguin show. We've already had a Gordon show, like we just mentioned. That was Gordon. Should have been called Gotham. Should have been called Gordon. So Bat Gordon. So, and by the way, that's another look. Miller also changed Gordon. Jim Gordon was a tough, hard-nosed, administrator of a cop who was, certainly a no-nonsense, hard-nosed cop who became the commissioner. And Batman had a lot of respect for him. He was way older and all that stuff. And then in Batman Year One, which I have mixed emotions. Batman Year One I love, but it had a lot of stupid shit in it. and Miller changed some stuff. This was 86, 87. In Batman Year One, all of a sudden, at this point, Lieutenant Gordon was a bad mother. There's a scene where he's got that guy Flask, big old. He says, and there's a scene I remember. I never forget it, and it was a good comic. David Mazzucchelli art, loved the book. But Gordon's about to fight the corrupt cop Flask, big old muscle bound dude.
Yeah,
and he's thinking to himself, he's an ex-Green Beret. It's been 10 years since I've had to take out an ex-Green Beret. Still, I figure he needs he deserves a handicap. So he threw him to the Billy Club, So wait, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're Batman now or something? I'll never forget reading that comic, and I liked it, and it was pretty cool. I'm like, wait a minute, James Gordon is so good, he could take out that big muscle bound son of a bitch who is a Green Beret, and he'll even throw him a handicap, throw him a club, like, okay. I mean, what do we need Batman for? I mean, the point is, Batman is special. He's trained all his life, so he could take out that guy with not working up a sweat. Gordon's a cop who ran around, shooting guns and smoking all the time, but now he could just. It's just Miller. Then Miller turned Catwoman into a prostitute. That stupid ass. That was asinine. I hated that. But and then he created Falcone and all that gang, all that mafia stuff, mob stuff in Gotham.
Carmine.
Nevertheless, what you call Year One was still good though. Was still good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad the animated series didn't do any of that, stupid mob stuff. It just fought villains and things. That was so good.
Did they do some of that?
They didn't always fight a villain, but it had no Falcone. Was it Falcone? I don't think was ever on the stupid. The great animated series, the stupid Falcone, I should say. Because again, they kept using him too much, Falcone, and like Long Halloween and all this other stuff. But I'm mixed on Batman Year One. It's good, but it has problems. But I don't know.
I thought that was a good read. Yeah,
it's a great cut. But that's where Alfred got started with the smarty pants stuff.
Yeah,
he never used to sass Bruce Wayne before that.
Well, we know what Miller did later on with this last Batman series. What was that called? With Robin, where he's telling Robin to F off, I'm Batman.
Oh, that's that stupid ass
All-Star Batman and Robin.
All-Star Batman and Robin that they never finished. Some people like that crap. I hate it.
Oh God, that was horrendous. Yeah, that was a travesty.
I hear you, hungry boy. Well, the last masterpiece, Frank Miller, the best, in my opinion, Frank Miller's masterpiece was Born Again. He'll never touch that. But anyway, which reminds me,
going to make into a TV series allegedly. I guess they had to scrap it and redo it.
Right. And while we're talking about Miller, I may as well say that again. I'm looking forward to Friday night. We start on J-Man's channel. We just finished covering Jack Kirby's Fourth World. It took us 19 streams. What a pleasure that was with Sean and J-Man doing this. And this got us, wanting to do more long runs on comics. This is what comics. One of the great things about comics, when people could say, "Hey, what about this run on this series or that series?" Just like we're having fun doing the Legion, we're doing the whole thing 58 through 89. But this is like this. That's going to take us forever. But this took 19 streams to do all of Kirby's Fourth World, and it was just such a pleasure. And now Miller's Daredevil. And by the way, Muhammad, if you like Frank Miller's Wolverine, that was of course Claremont, Miller, and Rubenstein. A couple of years back, I think it was you and me and Lord Toth. We reviewed that, didn't we? The Miller Daredevil, right? Mark?
Oh, what the Miller? Sorry, was
that's right.
Yeah.
So if you ever check that out, Muhammad said we had one stream on a Monday night where We broke down the whole 4 issues of the Wolverine miniseries, the very first Wolverine miniseries by Claremont, Miller, and Rubenstein. Lord
Wasn't
Thoth
70s
and
on,
Mark.
or was LT? LT was on with us on that one.
Just
Okay.
LT. That's right.
Yep.
And we had a lot of fun breaking that one down. Let me feel like I could dig that up.
That's one of my all-time favorite. God, that was so good, that miniseries. Like, and remember going to the newsstand every week to buy that. Oh, it was just so good waiting for that, like, each week. And the movie was such a. I mean, there were good parts of the movie, but they missed some basic scenes. Even in the opening, and they missed. With the fight with the bear, and they're close, but they're just not good enough. And or not, I shouldn't say the fight with the bear, but the grizzly bear who's been wounded by the poacher. And it's like, just do it exactly like it is in the comic. Don't try to change it. And the end, of course, was a disaster in that movie. They didn't stick the landing with the ending there. They just do the damn comic. You got it right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's the everyone. If you want to see our review of Wolverine, I just put it in the chat right there. That was from let's see, when did we do this? Monday Night Marching Comics Talk number. I don't number these, but it was Clobberin on Street 31. That was 1 year ago.
What, 1 year ago?
It says 1 year. I thought it was longer than that.
We're getting older. Crap.
No, it's not a year. It says, it's funny how it says.
Well, that's a date, probably, right?
No, April 4th, 2022.
Okay.
Why did it say 1 year ago? I don't know.
Well, because it doesn't do the exact date. It just then you got to look at the actual date and then do the math. Yeah.
Yeah, then we did. Let's see, how long did we do that thing? A couple hours, and we covered it all.
Covered it all, right? Yeah. Well, you got the link in there for everyone who wants to watch that. Yep.
Yep. So that was a lot of fun, though. Wonder why the chat isn't on there.
Maybe you got to go a few minutes into it before the chat shows up.
I don't know.
Or maybe if the chat turned off on that one. Let me see.
Oh, there's the chat. There it is.
It showed up. Good.
So there you go. That was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed the hell out of that one.
Yeah, that's an all-time classic. And it was one of the early Marvel miniseries. I think the first one was the Hercules miniseries, or maybe there's one before that. But
you and I have reviewed quite a few. By the way, if you're a Daredevil fan, Nick Weiser and I reviewed this classic on again, it says it streamed 1 year ago. Until you hit the, then if you got to hit more, then it tells you exact. Live on March 2nd, 2022. Weird. Okay. Just checking something. We Daredevil Born Again.
Yep.
I have a playlist. Actually, I should just put the playlist for my reviews. I'll tell you what. So we've done so many reviews that here is a link to the playlist for our comics reviews, Clubby's classic comics reviews. And if anyone is interested in such things, you're probably not interested in such things, but if you are, there you go. You know how many review shows I've done?
How many?
Since I've been on here, actual freaking review. I need to put these things in order. They're all out of order. They're way out of order. Or at least there's some stuff that should be there that isn't there. How many? Maybe there's stuff I forgot to put on here. Well, a lot of them. You and I've done a bunch of these. We haven't done a review in a long time, by the way.
Yeah, we got to get back to doing those. Yep.
It says 45 videos. I could have swore it was more than this. Oh well. Did a few. You and I did. We did.
What was the last one we did?
Was it the last one we did? Was just like a year ago? But then you have to. Anyway, we did the Hulk thing. Big change graphic. I remember that. We did.
That was better.
Hercules.
Eternals. We did the comic, not the movie.
Yep, we did the comic. Oh, that was fun. Just playlists out of freaking order.
Yeah, you can rearrange them. Yeah, you can drag it and rearrange it. Yeah.
Date published. Newest. There we go. That's it. Start from the beginning. Date published. There we go. Now, whoa, that's weird. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, all right. My goodness. Up on the first one I did. With Mark C. By the way, our great buddy Mark C. Cool. So, all right. Stop screwing around. I know everyone's ready to get out of here. So, sorry, everybody. All right, everybody, we're going to get moving. What the? Sorry. Yeah. All right, my dear friends. Show notes. First of all, Mark, do you have anything to tell us what's going on? I know you got something going on tomorrow night.
Well, we've got First Blood, which was not called Rambo First Blood. It's just First Blood.
Toxic Tuesday.
On Toxic Tuesday, yep. And special.
You can put a link if you got one.
Yep. So let me grab that link from Nick Weiser. So that'll be on 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's see if I can find the.
Is there a Sabretooth miniseries? Asked Muhammad. I think there was a Wolverine Sabretooth one, but I can't remember if there was an actual just Sabretooth one. I'd have to look in that to be sure, Muhammad, but I could find out for you. Because I never was. I don't remember. You remember one? Sabretooth?
There's got to be. I mean,
I know he's been in a lot of comics, but his own series, I don't think so. But I could be wrong about that.
Did they do just
I'll check.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Yeah.
It's easy enough to check, but I could have sworn like he was in one with Wolverine or something. Obviously, miniseries.
I mean, he's always prominently featured with Wolverine. Let's see. So we've got here's the link for Toxic Tuesday tomorrow, and I think there's going to be a pretty huge crowd because X-Ray Girl is going to be on.
X-Ray Girl is going to be on. I might even watch that.
Yeah. So I've watched. I got the 4K Blu-ray. I've watched First Blood like 3 or 4 times. Now I've watched both directors' commentaries. I watched all the making.
Oh wow!
Stuff.
You've been watching that.
I'm going to be over prepared.
I haven't watched that movie in a long time. I need to watch it.
Yeah, because the interesting thing was Richard Crenna was the last-minute replacement for Troutman.
Who was supposed to play him?
Oh, it was supposed to be Kirk Douglas, and Kirk Douglas decided to rewrite the script. And he said Rambo had to die in the end, and he was actually supposed to end up turning out to be the hero in the end. And he made all these changes, and they gave him an ultimatum. They're like, "Here's the script. Let us know if you're going to do it." And 2 days before the movie shot, he was supposed to shoot the movie. He dropped out. And
Oliver Belamonte, good night, buddy. But that's
good night, Oliver.
Wow, I didn't know about that. That's crazy. Why would I'm going to be in this movie, so my character's got to be the hero.
Yeah, and you've got to die. And of course, Rambo dies in the book. Spoiler alert. He does. And they actually filmed the scene. I'm giving it's a prequel to Toxic Tuesday, but sometimes the show gets so hectic you don't get to get all your points in because there's so many people. But the ending of the movie, they filmed Troutman shooting Rambo. So Rambo dies, and then someone in the movie theater, one of the screenings, said, "If the director's in the audience, he should be shot. This ending sucks."
Whoa.
They're like, "Yeah, we got to go film a different ending." Yeah, because everyone was so supportive of the Rambo character at that point. They didn't want to see him die in the movie. Of course, they had no idea it would spawned the sequels, and Stallone thought they all thought it was going to be a disaster because the first edit was like 2.5 hours or 3 hours, and everyone said it was a horrendous movie. He's like, even my friends, he basically said, even the suck-ups who usually tell me everything is good, my friends, they said the movie was unwatchable, the earlier screening. So there's a lot of interesting history, but also you can go read the original book and compare it to the movie. So
yeah, I remember that miniseries now because they had like these die cut covers. The Sabretooth one from 1993. Thanks for reminding me. Could not be reached. So there you go. I'm going to put a link to some info about it for you.
1993. Oh yeah, it was filmed in BC in Canada. Yep, and Stallone talked about how damn cold it was, and that was a dumb idea that he took his shirt off in the jailbreak. He was freezing for most of the movie, yeah, and everyone was freezing up there. Yeah, but it made the movie look great though, filming on that location.
Yeah, I never bought this, but I remember selling it somewhere at some point. So they had these die cut cover like on the first issue or something.
So what's it called? Just
called
Sabretooth?
Yeah, I remember.
One of those fancy die cut covers.
Yeah.
That are going to be worth a ton of money.
That's some info for you.
Right?
Yeah, from 93. There's a link to some what the covers look like there, Muhammad Saad. So there you go. Thank you guys. Man, so BC Canada is very cold. That is coming from Canadian. Yeah, I got you. Mark Texera, who is a friend of mine, by the way. Texera, nice fellow. Yeah, but I never, when it's stuff like that would come across at that point, 93, I was not buying any Marvel books. I was sick of them. I wasn't buying many DC books at the time. I was buying other like Valiant, some other stuff. And but I was helping a friend run a comic shop. So I remember I'm looking at that cover, that Sabretooth right now. I'm like, holy crap, I must have counted like 400 of that sucker.
Oh, it sold like crazy, yeah.
Yeah, the number one. I don't even remember the other covers. I'm looking at them.
I don't remember them either, yeah.
Larry Hama. Yeah, I mean, I remember that. I do remember that cover now that I look at it. But the cover to the first issue, because it's one of those, like, I guess it's one of those, like one of those, is that one of the die cut cover thingies?
Yeah, it's got two layers to the cover, so
right.
You can flip it. It says Sabretooth.
I remember being really annoyed by that, by the way. You got it, Muhammad? There you go.
Yeah, they're really hard cover. Yeah, it's like a hard cover. Back in the day. Yeah, actually, I don't own any of those.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. Like I said, I never read it, Muhammad, but I'm sure it could not be reached. Or Wagner probably has. I know the artist. I met him. I've never read that one because I just wasn't really reading any of the X-Men stuff at that time, or any related titles. But I sure do, and I did remember it when you asked me that. I did not remember it at all. But man, I've decided now that I never need to remember anything again because I've got Wagner. I've got who else do I have here? So I can't remember that. I got Gwag.
Outsider.
I got Fanty.
Hungry Boy. I
got Could Not Be Reached. I got Hungry Boy. I mean, look, this is Steven there, Kalel. I never have to read anything anymore. Man. So there you go. All right. Well, so you got.
There were 4. I'm seeing how many Sabretooth series. There've been 4 Sabretooth series, and there's one that was running in 2022. How did I not buy that? Wow.
Why did you buy it? I can't believe you didn't buy it. I never bought them, so why would you? So that's it. Just you got Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night on Nick's great channel.
Yep.
Good buddy Nick, and with First Blood. Very cool.
And with X-Ray Girl, yeah. So actually, I don't know why Nick is allowing a woman on the channel. It's been a while.
What would a woman have to contribute? Yeah. She is I'm
in trouble
time.
now.
Yeah, well, she's a wonderful, wonderful lady from. I've never met her, but I mean, I've seen her channel. I'm subscribed to her channel, and she works with the great Gary at Nerdrotic, my buddy Gary. He's a great guy. So that's very cool. She's going to be on there. Love it.
And probably going to be doing try to do some. I want to do a build stream today that the Playmobil A-Team van. I didn't get a chance to, but probably try to do that. And of course, you'll talk about the Clubhouse coming back to doing reviews. And oh my God, I got to watch a lot of Star Trek.
Oh boy, back to the grind of watching stuff too.
I can't watch.
Oh Lord,
I can't watch Red Dwarf. I'm going to have to watch Discovery.
Watch
no,
Red Dwarf, it's better. Yeah. Discovery.
I won't be able to review the episodes. I
mean,
mean
STD. No, it's not
Voyager.
that bad. Voyager might not be good, but it's not STD. Come on. Wow. All right, so
you're off, right? Yeah,
yeah. Let's see, everyone. I should be over at the Midnight's Edge After Dark at 6 p.m. tomorrow night with Tom Connors and the gang, and then nothing after that. But then Wednesday night back here, doing the wild card thing, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then the clubhouse is back in session. Number one and chief engineer joins. We start. I don't know if we're gonna have any Trek comics to review yet, because
Raquel won't read them digitally.
No, so I don't know if she got them, but if she ever gets them, we'll start back reviewing Trek comics. But until then, we've got a Blake 7 episode, and who knows? Maybe we'll review a movie or something. I'll check with her. Someone wants us to we'll review a science fiction movie. I can't remember what it was now. And then
also a couple. While we'll talk off show. There's a couple of like random TV episodes that are sci-fi, like Outer Limits, but the newer one, like I'd like to cover, just as one-off reviews, because you can't do the whole new Outer Limits show, but there's a couple of episodes that I love that would be fun to cover.
We'll think about that. We'll talk about that. Then Friday. By the way, Wednesday I might have. I guess there's going to be Comic Roundtable, Loki's channel, so I'll be there. I think Thursday I'm supposed to be doing something with J-Man where we're supposed to do a show on J-Man's show about. We've been arguing back and forth about how bad the Marvels is, and he defends it. He says there are many worse Marvel movies that are worse than that. I think there are only like 6 movies that are worse. So he wants to do a show. J-Man does. We're going to do it soon. I think Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. It's about how many movies of the Marvel movies are worse than the Marvels. Blame him, not me, but I'm in on it somehow. So we're going to have that big argument. And then Friday night, from Fourth World to Daredevil, we're going to be reviewing the Frank Miller Daredevil run starting this Friday night. Sean and J-Man and I on J-Man's great channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting with Daredevil number 51. Daredevil number 158, 159, and 160. So looking forward to that. And then before Saturday night, there's Nick and the Gang, the comic shop gang, 8:30 Central, Friday night, with Nick Weiser and the gang. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, Saturday night, Star Trek reviews returns. Season 4 Voyager reviews returns with 4 more episodes, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same Trek time, same Clobberin channel. And then Sunday night, the Geekery is back, correct?
We'll be back, yep. We'll be back, yep.
Sunday night Geekery on the great Mark D with the C's channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some geekering and maybe some eatering. We never know. So, and then of course it'll be Earth B. I don't have anything to put up there for that, but Earth B week it'll be the B week on Monday next week. So Bob Haney Classics will be afoot. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to probably just let everybody pop out. I'll just do some shout outs. Some shout outs really quickly. Eric K, Chris Berger, D. Bud Martin, Lord Thoth, J-Man, Maddie's Daddy, Kal-El, Fanty Outsidey, Hungry Boy, Max Redstone. And then I want to thank all of you for being with us here tonight. You've been too kind. Great to see you. Stephen Kal-El, buddy. Hungry Boy, buddy, again. Linrod Wagner, buddy, thank you so much. Could not be reached for comment. Thank you so much. Muhammad Said, so good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you. And if you've been lurking, thank you so much for lurking. Happy New Year to you. I really appreciate you. Or watching on a download or a rewatch, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. Happy New Year to you, of course. Oliver Belamonte. Linrod. I think I said Linrod. Okay, I said Linrod. Linrod, and just in case. Happy New Year to you both. Let's see here. Finity Avenger Jamalama. Thank you both. Happy New Year to you. Penny was here earlier. Penny, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much, my dear, for being here. Up and here. Your Muslim uncle. Thank you so much, my friend. Oliver Belamonte. Let's see. Who else was here? I think Dave C was here. RTNZ, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you all. Wes Cagle, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Andy Masterson, thank you so much, buddy. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Indie Key Comics, Happy New Year. Carlos Megas, Happy New Year, my friend. Dadman Walking, Dadman and the Dadman Clan Walking. Happy New Year to you, buddy. Let's see. Keely Chow, roll that tie. Happy New Year. Shalom Ezra Goldstein, Happy New Year. I'm almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. You're too close. Hope I didn't miss anybody, but it looks like we covered Adrian James. Happy New Year. Almost there. Claude Salling, Happy New Year. FKH, Happy New Year. Picasso, Happy New Year. And that is that. Thank you all so much for being with us this wonderful New Year's Day. And again, happy 2024, everybody. Have a wonderful year, and we'll be right here with you. Good night, everybody. Severon 8. Good to see you. I don't know if we've had you pop in before, but thank you for popping in. Happy New Year to you, and I appreciate seeing you. Everyone have a great one.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo!
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
I just love clobberin time!